Yeah, because I could fuck myself with that same. If I told everyone your address, I'd be a little screwed, bro.
Right. Hi, everyone.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we just started. So this is the number I don't know of the podcast. We have returning champion Kevin. That's his hello.
That's how we know he's here.
Yeah, Kevin is here.
I'm tired, honestly.
There he is. And we got my friend. You want me to say your first name?
Yeah, first name's fine.
Christian.
Hello.
He lives near me, and he's been a friend since the Bush administration, roughly.
Roughly, yeah.
The second Bush.
Yeah, it was late Bush.
George W.
I'm actually the younger one of the crowd.
Yeah, so we've all assembled here in the League of. What is it? The League of Dungeons or the League of
Legion of Doom?
Legion of Doom.
Yeah. See, I'm also the nerd apparently.
Yeah, I have my foot in it, so I know there's an L in there. It's like League or Legion.
I purchased comic books so I can hang them on my wall. Like it was a Vader one and one. It was from the movie Psycho. There's a comic book of Psycho, and it was just this awesome looking cover. I saw it in the comic book store. I was like, yes,
nice.
I've liked that on my wall. And the Vader one is like Vader with his castle and he's raising a fist, and it's just.
So on the one with Christian Bale, you should like take a quote when he was yelling at that director and put it on that.
No, not Christian Bale Psycho, not American Psycho.
He's talking
the old like
Norman Bates
1960s Psycho.
Oh,
like
okay.
with that corny scene with, with the knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Norman Bates.
Norman Bates.
Norman Bates.
They had a TV show about him. I think.
Tell me about Norman Bates.
He thought his mom either he killed his mom or his mother died, and he basically took on her persona and killed people in a very rural hotel.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he's not the director of the film.
I don't think he is he?
No, that was Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah,
the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you thinking of?
Well, he said Norman Bates, but to me it registered, oh, this guy must have wrote the film.
No,
that's the guy that it's based off.
No, Norman Bates is the serial killer.
Yeah, the serial killer, yeah. I call him the main character because I'm a psycho.
Oh, okay. I see. I'm so high that I'm thinking that this was based on a true like story or something.
Oh, I'm baked out of my mind, but just got relaxed, dude.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool that someone thought of that idea.
Oh, it's real.
A good movie. It's cheesy.
Real.
You just gotta think. Okay, this was made in like 1960. Like my dad wasn't even alive yet, so yeah, it's gonna be a little corny or a little different, you know.
That was the pop of the absinthe. We're drinking 1797. Is that the brand of it?
I think that's just the.
Because I can't pronounce the rest of it. It's all like
either.
French or some shit.
It's from France.
Spiritueux something. It's alcohol.
La Rochette or something like that. I can't pronounce it properly, but it is. It's what 75% alcohol.
Very strong.
No, yeah, I'll put some hair in your chest. I started growing my hair after drinking.
Did you want some, Kevin?
No, man.
In a minute. Like we're gonna postpone that.
No, I'm drying out.
You drying out?
Yeah, drinking too much.
Honestly, I haven't drank. I drank on the Super Bowl party I came to for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you end up watching the rest of it?
Yeah, I followed it, kind of like on and off, like skipping, like just watching like halfway through each section. I don't know much about football. I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't sit here and talk about football for about 5 seconds.
Fair enough. I haven't watched a Super Bowl in probably before this 6 years, because it was always the same people in it, and I was like, oh, this year they got my guy Matt Stafford and a rookie. This was the other QB's rookie year, so I was like, that's kind of cool. And you never hear the Bengals being in the Super Bowl. So
Right.
I was like, okay, I'll watch it.
I never.
Then I end
Rams,
up not watching.
Yeah, the LA Rams is new, isn't it? When was that established?
Yeah, they
again?
were the St. Louis Rams, but I think they were in LA originally. Then they moved to the wonderful city of St. Louis and then came back to LA. So the story goes.
I mean, St. Louis is bad, but not bad enough to go back to LA.
East St. Louis is really. That's like, I think that was on the top of the list for like worst cities.
I wouldn't.
Murder rate or crime rate or something.
But doesn't LA do the same? Like, what number is LA on that list? Do you know? Like how bad LA is?
Well, I don't think they're as near the top. I want to say it's always a battle between like Detroit and Baltimore. I think
Baltimore.
People probably don't think about Baltimore as much.
You could not pay me to move to Detroit, Baltimore, or St. Louis. Like, it would have to be a ridiculous amount of money.
I always thought if I was a millionaire, it'd be fun to like buy a house in the ghetto of Detroit and just like put bars on it and walk out every day with an AK-47.
Bro, you're gonna get raided by the cops like twice a week.
Well, I know someone that works for them, so.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I've dated too many chicks from Detroit. Sorry, I don't want to be in that city.
Yeah, Detroit, man. It's
I actually want this.
it's where families should be raising their kids. Have you guys ever heard people say Jackson's like a little Detroit?
I've heard that about 1 billion times, and I've also probably reverberated it a few times.
Like Jackson's pretty bad, but I don't know if it's like
for 30,000 people,
the worst place.
No, it's not definitely not
You
the
know?
worst, but for 30,000 people in the city.
Because it's very condensed, where the shit happens.
I mean, yeah.
We do get a lot of, like
I have a bullet hole in my wall.
we get a lot of fights and stuff, and there are shootings and stabbings, but the majority of it is on the south side.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's the whole city, but
Yeah.
Fuck this place.
Do we have any viewers?
well, we're not going live. You didn't want to go Facebook Live, right?
Oh, we're just recording.
Do you want to go Facebook Live? It's
No.
just be our
No,
voice.
Fuck no.
No, I got too many people.
So
on
it's
Facebook
okay.
that
It's
hate
all
me.
right to be on YouTube where millions will see, but not
Yes,
on
because-
Facebook where hundreds will see.
Yeah, because you're like, your Facebook account, like,
Yeah, it'd be me, but they don't know who you guys are.
Yeah.
You could be Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, but I mean, I won't press it on anyone. It's not my call.
No, I won't press it either. I'm just saying. It don't matter.
Man, I'm fucking tired.
I'm sure we'd like to listen to recordings of you snore. You could lay back.
Yeah.
I won't draw shit on your face, I promise.
You want what?
Draw shit on your face.
Oh.
You never had that happen to you at some point?
No, but I drew on my buddy's face, I love ISIS, and then he had to go to a job interview the next day.
You can get that off.
That was a douchey thing to do.
You should have used, like...
Well, everyone was writing dicks on him. I was like, that's not very creative. You're just doing what that guy did. I was like, what's something that'll definitely get him hired? But there is a band called ISIS, so he's just a music lover.
Are they any good? I've heard
Oh, yeah,
that
they're
name.
really good.
Yeah.
But they broke up.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they broke up probably right when ISIS started becoming a terrorist
Okay, yeah,
organization.
that makes a little sense. Did they reform?
I don't think they have. It's
I don't think
really-
anyone would blame them because it's just an Egyptian god, and then it became something about Islamic terrorism.
Yeah.
I don't remember which god it was, but I know it was an Egyptian god.
ISIS.
I know, but I don't know like what he was, what he did. Like Anubis is ferries people to the underworld. He's like the god of death, I think, if I remember correctly.
Something crazy.
I'm probably being a retard, and any really big enthusiast would probably be like, hey man, I'm gonna write a thesis in the comment section of why you're wrong.
They've done it before, and I've had to ban people for life from YouTube
Look, man,
They've never been able to go on since.
if I don't like what someone's saying in a video to the point where I feel that strongly, I just stop watching the video. Just go watch something funny.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Like, I never say subscribe or like because, dude, if you don't like it, don't fucking subscribe. And if you don't like it, dislike it. I don't care. I want to know. I mean,
I don't know how true this is because I don't know the algorithm, but I know it helps if you say it in the beginning of a video. Like the algorithm will pick up your voice because they check the first.
They'll pick up my voice and then what?
Say
Subscribe
like and
to
subscribe.
me?
No. Like it'll send more people to your channel.
If you say like and subscribe.
Yeah, because the algorithm is like the YouTube algorithm that
Yeah.
sends videos to people and like random or suggested.
Right.
It can. I've heard it works like
But
that.
why is it? So that doesn't make sense. The only thing would be
I could
you're
be wrong.
just following their rules. They want you to follow their rules.
I think so, probably. But
It's kind of retarded.
I've just heard that from literally every YouTuber I've ever watched since I was.
No, I
probably
believe
12
you. I'm
years
just
old.
saying.
Like,
I'm wondering their process behind that. Because why would that help your video other than you just saying, "Okay, I'll say like and subscribe."
maybe it's just because they want that YouTube wants people to encourage reciprocity into their platform,
Right.
Which would make sense
Huh.
because they survive off of ad revenue, which you can stop with an ad blocker very easily.
That could be why my podcast has like 30 views max.
Well, ad
Because
blocker.
I don't say it.
I mean,
I feel like kind of a sellout douchebag for saying it.
maybe
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey man, everyone
Push the bell for notifications if you want to be alerted every fucking minute of your life.
everyone likes making money. That's my opinion.
I'm not really doing this to make money. I mean,
No,
it'd be nice, but it's not.
well, no YouTubers started making money until they got like what 50,000, 25,000 subscribers, 15,000. How many?
You
like,
can't even live stream without having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Well, most people on YouTube like they spend years in like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then they'll blow up from like one video,
Yeah.
and then everyone will keep coming back to their channel.
Yeah, you got to have that one video of some old lady getting her ass chewed out by a Rottweiler or something. Something crazy.
Well, I mean,
We could just film around town and eventually we'd find something crazy.
you'd find someone within like 2 days.
We should
Like,
provoke people
dude,
with a stick to get crazy.
Me and my dad were coming back from a job because me and him were working.
Oh, I forgot to shut this off.
But yeah, me and him were working, and we came back and we were driving through town, and this dude's like, just like Crip walking down the street, and he was like homeless. I don't even think he was Crip. He was just dancing down the street and like waving at every car, everywhere he looked, he waved, and like he was out of his mind.
Sounds like he was happier than I am.
You know, I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I suspect his life is not easy, other than when he gets high.
Oh, that's cool though, man. I know a guy that used to say in the 80s people would walk around with boom boxes on their shoulder, like dancing, and everyone was like singing back then. So what you see in the musicals is real life. Like people actually talk to each other like that back then.
I mean, obviously,
People sang to each other.
Obviously, I kind of believe that because there's still a
No, I'm just kidding.
no. Like, I mean, like there's reasons the 80s was considered the 80s. There's a reason the 90s was considered the 90s. Not just the
a
time.
number.
Not just the time. Like, there's a culture.
Hey, there's a 9 in this decade.
Well, like,
what should we call it? 70s.
When you think about the 50s and then you think about the 70s, you don't think the same. Like, you think like the 50s was a much different time compared to the 70s.
Yeah,
It's this
yeah, I see what you're
differentiation.
saying. I'm just being a douche, per usual.
And I do not understand social cues because I'm probably extremely autistic. I could
Well,
be wrong.
I think this is a good mix of people then.
Yeah.
We got an autistic. We got someone at birth who was determined autistic and then never got treatment. And then I can't speak for Kevin.
I'm just a drunk.
He's a tired drunk. He's fine.
Tired drunk.
Tired, drunk.
We'll take care of him. You know how many times I think I've passed out on your couch drunk more than a few times. Like a few at least.
Definitely.
Yeah, because like probably every New Year's for like 3 years, I'd pass out and waddle home at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Hell, I've even done it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can't let people pass out on your couch unless you've done it drunk
Yeah.
and high and
Can I
whatever
bum
else.
another one of those off you?
Yeah, bro. Getting paid tomorrow.
We're passing around DMT. at the
Man,
moment.
I'm very coherent for someone smoking DMT. If that was true, that would that wouldn't be a podcast.
You're
That-
suppressing it. You're letting the fairies not get into your head. You're blocking them out, and the demons and the dragons,
Man, I'm
the Mothmen.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can do drugs like that anymore. It's not.
Have you done DMT?
I've done acid, shrooms. I bought an ounce of shrooms long time ago, and just ate them all in like a weekend. It was like
How
a
did that
pack.
go?
As about what you think. Like, I was not going to school on Monday. Like, not even close.
What grade was this? Like high school or was
High
it
school, yeah.
high
It
school?
was,
Okay.
No, I wasn't like a kindergartner. Like, popping
That'd
shrooms
be pretty
on the weekend.
badass if you were.
That would be concerning. Maybe I'm just a stuffy old shit now, but that would be concerning.
Guys, I see the meaning of life. The world's enveloping my soul.
Now, Christian,
I'd
get back to your seat. Stop talking insane. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if you were like doing shrooms in kindergarten or first grade. You'd be the coolest kid in school.
Yeah. I probably would be, or I'd be the weirdest child on the planet for like a week. Or probably for, if I was doing all kindergarten, I suppose all of kindergarten.
I remember a little bit of kindergarten, which is
I remember-
surprising because I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah, I remember the face of my teacher, and that's about it. I don't really remember her name either. But
Mrs. Van Zant. I remember mine.
I think
She
there was a
was
I thought there was a Van Zant in Vandercook when I was in 5th grade.
Oh, might
I
have
think
been.
I could be totally wrong.
Might have
It's
been.
a little fuzzy going back that far.
So it's pretty cool. Gaming. Gaming's
Man,
pretty
you
cool.
you have
I've
the
heard
worst
that. I've heard that.
transition
I've heard.
I've
Yeah,
ever heard.
yeah. It's like pretty good segue.
You'd be like, "Hey, man, I was playing this game." Like that would work too. But
Yeah,
I play a lot of like.
I just like getting right to it. Just like with a beautiful, nice girl. I just like to get to it. Don't have a segue. I just jump on it.
Speed isn't always the best thing, my friend.
It is if
But-
you're in a biker gang, because you can absorb some bullets if you're on crank.
But no, I play a lot of strategy games. I play them on the PC. I actually sold my PS5.
How much you get?
I refused to scalp it. I thought about doing it. I was like, no, so I just took it to disc traders. I didn't get a lot. I got like, I think 375, 400.
Okay.
I had friends. I was like, I'm either going to do the transition or I'm not going to do it at all. I need to just go all into PC, or I need to go back to console.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
PC, would you say, is just totally eclipses console?
No, I don't. No, I'm not one of those people that say like PC is everything and console is dog shit. It's just like PC, if you really want to tweak every little setting and get the most performance and really be a hobbyist like about something, PC is the way you go. But if you just want Call of Duty on a Saturday night after you got off work, get a console, bro. I promise you will tear your hair out
Yeah?
with a PC if you just want a game. But I can do anything. I can host shows. I can record. I can
Right.
do anything I want.
Yeah, I see those advantages. But I just never had a powerful PC to even get into it.
Well, it also really depends on the games you want to play. Like, you don't really need... You can put a gaming rig together. Well, not now, because there's a chip shortage, and I can't buy a GPU even if I had the money. But you can put a gaming rig together for like $900 that will work for a lot of games. You're not going to play everything at max settings. Get your expectations down.
Right.
But you'll be able to do anything you want. It's infinitely more powerful than a laptop, because a laptop will thermal throttle, and you can't really change that.
No, what's a thermal throttle?
It's basically when the components get too hot and they turbo down and lose performance
Okay.
because they don't want to melt, because they will melt. They'll melt the solder off the board,
Okay.
and you start blowing capacitors, and then that's not good.
Gets to be pretty expensive.
Yeah. New machine expensive.
Now yours was delivered on a truck, wasn't it?
Yeah, on a box truck, because I could not find a GPU for sale to save my life. I had all the parts ready to go. I was able to pay a little bit, just enough for a good CPU, but I was not paying $3,500 for a CPU or a GPU that's worth $1,500.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it. I don't care. I'll pay like $100 markup because they're harder to find for a CPU or RAM or other components.
Right.
But your GPU is what's playing a game. But I found a better price if I just bought a pre-built and I tricked it out and had it sent to me.
Fair enough.
But even when you buy a pre-built, it's actually really good, because now you can just slowly upgrade it and work with it and kind of learn it by, like, oh, this broke, I need to replace this. This is how I figured it out. Those are really useful skills.
Cool. Do you do any simulator games?
A lot. Many.
Do you do the flight simulators?
DCS World.
Okay.
It's literally like the inside of the cockpit of a jet. It's obviously a simulator. It's not the real thing, but every single button is... There's a reason it's there, and you have to hit it, and you have to have a tab for it or a keybind. I want to get like a full HOTAS, like a joystick and accelerator.
That would
pedals.
be cool.
Well, yeah, I'm in
cool.
VR setup. That's like my dream, you know.
Yeah, I used to have a flight simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was like 07.
I thought about...
I had it for a laptop that wasn't very powerful, but it worked pretty good back then.
Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can actually play with a keyboard, like reasonably.
Yeah.
But DCS World, I can't get off the ground with
Wow.
the keyboard. I'm not kidding. I cannot.
Do you get to dogfight in that and everything?
Oh, you can dogfight, perform like interception missions, can perform like CAS missions, close air support.
The graphics pretty good?
I mean, it's a simulator. You're not. It's not like you're not playing Cyberpunk, but they're pretty good for flying at, like, rendering the whole ground and rendering all these physics and all these options and movements and.
So pretty realistic.
Realistic. It's more like, do you know the difference between a military sim and like an FPS shooter? A military
not
sim
really.
is like, it tries to be as realistic as possible with the way shooting happens and the way explosions go off and the
okay.
way warfare is kind of conducted on a squad by squad basis. It's not 100%. It's not even probably close, but FPS is like COD, like just.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
DCS World is more of like that sim, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator is a little bit more casual, but still very much.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying now. There was a military game that came out pretty recently, right? Where you could move each limb a certain degree.
I've never.
There was one I was watching on YouTube. I forget what it was called, but it was pretty detailed. To the point, like I said, you could just move a hand like a certain way, and
There's, I don't remember. It has bone in the name.
maybe.
Well, there's a very bloody, like VR game, and it's like it's awesome, but it's I think it's bone or something. I'd have to look it up to figure it out. But yeah, there's other games like Hearts of Iron I love too. Don't you game at all anymore?
No.
Really?
My
So I'm
buddy,
just talking
my
here-
buddy bought me Madden.
Bro, it's some casual shit.
So
I don't
I've been doing music. I
I don't rip on people that play sports games, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, I like football. Basketball is a little boring. Hockey's a little bit of fun because you
I
can
love
fight
hockey.
in the games.
Yeah.
So that's
Hockey's the only sport I can watch on TV. I can't watch NASCAR on TV. I can't watch football really and pay attention to it. I can watch hockey and I can watch baseball.
What about boxing or UFC?
Oh, that's different. That's not watching sport. That's watching two men beat each other to death for my entertainment. That's
You wouldn't say it's a sport though?
Oh no, it's a sport. It's just it's much more like it's two dudes. It's nothing. It's not a game where you have to follow the score and who's on
Right.
base. You don't have to follow any of that. It's just who is bloody and on the floor. He lost. Okay.
It's what sports wish they could be.
It's
Wish they could do.
It's one of the most true sports ever.
Because if people in football were allowed to just fist fight, that you'd probably get a lot of viewers.
Oh, I'd watch that.
A lot of people would watch that.
I'd watch if at the end of the Super Bowl the two quarterbacks just were able just to lay into each other. I'd watch it, yeah. Wasn't the first NASCAR race ever broadcasted? It happened after like a snowstorm, and during the fight, two dudes got into a crash and they fought each other. They just discussed right on national television, and
Really?
everyone was watching the first ever NASCAR race.
Wow.
My dad's a massive NASCAR nerd. He
Okay.
loves these total redneck. I love him to death. But yeah, I was watching that, and then I watched the like the life story of Dale Earnhardt, like the full life story. I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried at the end
Wow.
when after in the race he died. Oh
My whole family is big Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans.
Yeah.
And Earnhardt. But
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's an Earnhardt
I
fan.
grew up with NASCAR too, man. Then I dropped off for a minute, but I used to get autographs over here at the airport where they'd fly in.
Oh, do they fly in the? Oh, okay, they
For
fly. in
those
the,
of you listening, we have a very small municipal airport. It's not like a international one.
No, it's literally we have an airport and we have a racetrack. Like what? One county away.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but
Yeah.
the drivers would come, and I swear to God, one time, like you got to stand behind a fence when they're getting out of their planes. They might come by on their way to the rental car, which is in the same building, so you could get an autograph, maybe.
My dad.
But I remember one time they had Tony Stewart, and this dude like comes running up to the gate. Dude, Tony Stewart just almost ran me over. He almost ran me over. We're like, what? So we go out there, and we see this van driving away. He's like, that was him driving the fucking rental van. He almost ran me over.
Oh,
I don't know if it's true, but it's a little bit of premonition of what happened later
oh man.
when he killed a guy.
What?
Sorry, Tony. Yeah, he ran over a guy. You didn't hear about that?
No.
He killed him.
I don't follow NASCAR. My dad used to take me into NASCAR before my birthday every year, but I don't really follow it. I don't mind. I like going to the races. but,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he ran over a guy, but I think he got
Did
acquitted.
he get charged?
He got
He got-
OJ'd. He got acquitted. So
Did he mean it? Like,
I
do you
don't
think he
know.
meant? Well, I mean, if he didn't mean it, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Like, it sucks, but he's a NASCAR driver.
I don't know. I just know this dude. He got out of his car on the track while they were racing,
Okay, that's that. Let's look
which
like,
is pretty not smart,
Not-
But
I don't
also, I don't know.
I don't care how angry I am at a guy. I'm not stepping out on a NASCAR track while they're running.
Well, it was like a dirt track.
It's still a NASCAR track. It's still a track.
They're
Like,
going pretty fast.
fast
But it
enough.
was like those sprint cars. It wasn't a full body stock car. It was sprint.
Oh, okay.
Which still
Wait,
is
those
gonna,
little stocky ones.
obviously they kill
Yeah,
because the dude died. Rest in peace. But no, that's
bro. If I was like,
I just thought it was funny that back when I saw him at 10, he was trying to kill people, and he finally succeeded.
oh,
Tony is
still-
unsubscribed.
Oh, it's someone actually else.
Tony Stewart was subscribed to me, and then now he's probably not. But that's okay.
The real Tony Stewart?
The Home Depot driver himself.
No, why don't I believe you? I believe you, but I don't believe you. Because I don't know if you're
I don't
messing
force
with me.
anyone to believe anything.
I don't,
man.
no, because I don't know if you're messing with me half the time. Or
Dude, if you're a Muslim, orange, if you're like a can of soap. A can of soap. What is this, 1930? I think you're the same. Everyone's the same. And this table, I don't discriminate against. This microphone, because, you know, it's doing its job and it's not bothering anyone. So I don't care. Who cares?
I mean, it'd be your house would be a little hot if it can't constantly ran. Like,
yeah. Well, we're back. Just had to take a little intermission there. But we're back. And we're cooking with gas.
cooking with gas.
Yep. We were just talking about the military.
Oh yeah, we were watching watching Operations Room.
Yep.
That's a YouTube channel.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the YouTube. I'm really into RTS games, so I watch that shit like it's
Now, what is an RTS game?
real-time strategy. You control troops in real time. You gotta direct them, or sometimes you can set AI to them and tell them take that position, figure it out.
Okay.
Or, I mean, but there's all different types. There's like old school, which is like, you know, like ancient warfare where they had lines, like with swords, or there's Civil War ones. There's any fantasy ones. There's Total War, Warhammer 1, 2, and now 3 because
Okay.
it just came out,
Cool.
which is
Cool.
very nerdy.
It's very nerdy.
I haven't played it yet, but there's a technology in there called like grateful enslavement that like it uses like pheromones to make people happy to be enslaved by you. like it modifies people's brains.
Wow.
Yeah, it's messed up. It's another level of messed up.
Doesn't sound too far off of the world we live in.
Yeah.
Fast food basically is my pheromone.
I also play a game called Hearts of Iron 2, or Hearts of Iron 4, and there's other ones obviously, but
Hearts what?
Hearts of Iron.
Hearts of Iron.
Yes, Hearts of Iron.
Or Iron if you're from the UP.
We don't talk about those people.
They don't exist.
Oh, they exist. We just don't mention them until we're up there. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm a massive nerd. What can I say?
Nothing wrong with that.
I really want to do like YouTube at some point. I thought about it, but
Yeah, man. Get into it now before, YouTube gets really big, because it's a good time to get into it. And then once it's really big, you'll have this like channel.
it's totally not. Really
And then people will be like, dude, I knew this guy when YouTube was small.
I can hire my friends. Yeah, work great. I'd have to learn a lot of things, like how to edit, how to, set up recordings, and I haven't really dived into that yet.
Yeah,
Once I start, I'll really learn how to do it, but
it's a tiny bit overwhelming at first. Well, for me, it was a lot because I'm not very technologically apt or prone anyway. But after a while, I started getting used to it, and it's not difficult. It's just kind of tedious getting all the chords and wrapping up chords.
Hopefully if I do it, I'll do it in a purely non-portable setup, like just there. It's not moving, no matter what happens.
No matter if there's an earthquake, it's
just
gonna stay there.
like if the zombies come, it's just gonna stay there. I'm not moving any of it. Oh man.
So interesting thing. Speaking of like the military and stuff, ever since they finished paving the airport, like our airport was pretty basic. Like the runway, I think, was kind of like shorter than a lot, but they updated it recently in the past 5 or 6 years. So they extended it. It's like wider.
And they bought a bunch of land and then cut down, I think it was trees. That were there.
Yeah.
I think they cut down, or took down a few houses too, didn't they?
I think so.
They might have.
But ever since then, I've seen like military aircraft a lot more frequently than I did when I was a kid, when the airport was just like a rinky-dink. So that kind of like got my attention a little bit. Like I've seen Black Hawk helicopters flying over the airport. I saw a fucking cargo military plane. Said Navy right on the side. Like I drove there because I saw it come in. It was just, I've never seen a military cargo plane land at Jackson Airport in my life.
No. I mean,
it's kind of
well,
odd.
I mean, I've seen convoys go through, because we have a military base up north. And this
Yeah,
could
but
be
I
like,
haven't seen like military aircraft like frequently like that.
well, no,
ever.
But it might just be logistics, because there's a big military base up north. Like there's
Grayling.
tanks and there's aircraft. And,
Yeah.
but it might just be like a stopping off point to like send supplies, or because sometimes when you're in the highway when you're going north and south, you'll see just convoys, just military trucks like 40 deep, just going
Yeah.
up and down like the main highway in this state.
Whatever it's for, I think that
It's odd, but
them expanding it obviously probably helped the military be able to land certain planes there.
oh yeah,
So I don't know if they had like a hand in the building or whatever, but it's cool. Like it's cool seeing those planes. land, but-
I've also seen, ever since they expanded, I've seen private jets. I've seen like those
Yeah, I've
twin,
always
twin
seen
engine, but I've
privates.
seen more. Like I mean, like in the past like 2 years, probably I've seen
Yeah.
like this couple. Actually, it was today. I think it was a private jet just went right over my house. Like that twin engine, like
Yeah.
you've seen them in every movie about rich people ever.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
cheapest private jet, but it looks rich.
Right.
So studios probably have them.
Yeah.
Someone have them.
See, I get crazy in the local small town conspiracies because nothing happens, so I want there to be excitement. So like my opinion is like I think that they realize, oh shit, Jackson's kind of a strategic location
I mean, it's between
to
Detroit
build
and
up like a
Chicago.
military presence.
It's between Detroit and Chicago.
Not only that, but also it's along a major highway, 2 major highways.
Yeah.
Like it's the exact intersection. It's in the middle of the peninsula, so it's kind of landlocked, you could say. There already is, I think,
The
a couple
Fed gave-
military bases
The
here.
Fed granted us like, yeah, there was.
National Guard, and then there's one out by the prison, I think. Or
Yeah. If there's any place I'd want a military base, it's right next to a prison, to be completely honest with you. It's not even like sarcasm saying like, if we're going to put a military base anywhere, put it next to a prison. Like,
Right.
they're going to riot. Let's
yeah,
leave the military right there.
yep, pretty much. But I don't know. It's just fun to. It's fun
This
to
town's
conceptualize and theorize things because nothing happens. I mean, there's drive-by shootings, but
Yeah, you and I have both experienced that.
I mean,
This,
you a little more than me, but
hey man, bullet holes in walls are just decorations. They're just. Well, I have a lack and plaster house, so all I had to do was throw a little big old glob of plaster in there and smooth it over, and then not look at it.
yeah. Yeah, do you still have the bullet?
No, I called the police. What are you saying? I'm not leaving.
I don't know. I would have been tempted to like keep it as a souvenir.
What if they saw the bullet hole on the outside of the house? Like, maybe we should go talk to whoever lives right there. Hey, why didn't you call the police 2 days ago when a bullet entered your home?
And then that's when
Aren't you on probation?
That's when you kick back in your recliner. You light a cigar. And you say, "'Cause I don't give a fuck."
The worst part about that bolt hole is like if I had been standing right where I usually stand up to get out of my big chair that was there at the time, it's gone now. Now I've moved to like a desk instead of a big recliner. But if I was standing right where I normally got up, it would have hit my temple. Like
Really?
I put a rod all the way out to the outside of the house, like one of those construction rods, like the orange ones.
To see the trajectory?
Yeah, I shoved it in the hole, and I literally, like from the outside of house, dead straight, it was like skimming the front of my face, like right where I was like, you know, I'm not. I don't like that. I had sat down right before it happened to have a cigarette in my big chair. And I'm not kidding. I was literally smoking a cigarette and just bang, bang, bang.
Did you hear the bullet come in the house, or did you just hear the
I heard
gunshot?
crash, crash, like it, within like a quarter or like a couple milliseconds.
So it was loud coming through the
Well,
wall.
yeah, because I heard it crash through the walls, and then I heard it bang, and then dust from the like plaster just like
Damn.
just was like puffed in the air, and I was like,
Dude, time to move.
well, I was on probation. I had liquor bottles everywhere.
We'll cut that out.
You don't have to cut that out. I'm off probation now. They
Okay,
can't
we're keeping it in.
But no, I'm not kidding. I had like brandy here. I had a bottle of absinthe. I had a bottle of scotch and a bottle of gin. Right there, and they had dust on them from the fucking. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean this up as fast as humanly possible and just leave the bullet there, and then fucking chuck. I basically just grabbed the liquor bottles and chucked them in the rear room, just like fucking lacing them in there, you know. I didn't touch the bullet. I didn't do anything else. I was very careful, but I had to.
You're lucky the bullet didn't go right through all them bottles.
And I was
That would
like,
have sucked.
Well,
Do you think that would have been a sign to stop drinking at that point?
I didn't disturb a crime scene. It's fine.
Yeah. Did they actually like come in your house?
I told them here, let me show you where the bullet came in.
Okay.
I invited them in.
Okay.
I was on probation. If they were like, hey, we want to search your entire house top to bottom, I would have been like, sure.
They never suggested it or hinted at that at all?
I would have said yes if they had. I had no choice. I'm on like the second you look up my name.
That's pretty ballsy then to call
go
them.
big or go home. Like
Because I mean, how hard is it? How hard would it have been to
because if
cover
I
up
had
a
a
tiny bullet hole though?
Because I also had like if I'm found with a firearm in any case, which I won't own a firearm ever again. Like, but if I'm ever found like a firearm or bullets, ammunition, that's a felony. So
Sorry. Yeah. And a felony will send you to the big house where
which I'm
rape
not,
is the norm.
which I am not doing ever. I don't care. I'm never. I will. If a cop asks me to check my asshole on the side of the road, I'm going to spread my cheeks. I don't want to go to jail, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to destroy him in a courtroom, but I'm going to do it on the side of the road. I'm going to be very angry, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut, and I'm going to destroy him in the courtroom. Like, if you want to fight a charge, fight in the courtroom, you can win. Like, if you're smart, and you get evidence against him, and, like, immediately ask for the body cam.
Would you represent yourself?
God, no. What are you, insane? I wouldn't say a word. I would call a lawyer immediately.
Call Saul Goodman.
I wouldn't like if the cops asked to search my house when I was on probation, I would say, yeah, of course you can. I'm on probation. I'd like to speak to a lawyer, and I would say nothing the entire time, even if they were arresting me.
Didn't Ted Bundy represent himself? Isn't that why he lost?
He lost because he was guilty.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it
didn't matter. Like OJ's team could have represented him. He would have gone to jail. It would not have.
I just heard a buddy say, yeah, he lost because he represented himself. But yeah, if you kill a bunch of people, you're probably
Like, you go in jail.
Guilty.
Like, once there's like a certain amount of evidence, like it's kind of hard to be like, hey man, this was a conspiracy. Like that gets real difficult really quickly.
So you think a lawyer wouldn't have helped in that situation?
I would have still asked for a lawyer. I would have said the word.
Yeah.
But
because it's better than nothing. If you represent yourself, it's probably
you can't even get a
probably
what do you call it, a mistrial if you get a lawyer, or if you don't get a lawyer if you represent yourself.
Really?
I think it's a mistrial or something. Yeah, trust me.
Now a mistrial is what is that, like a something goes haywire with the evidence or something?
Like the prosecution was paying off the jury.
Okay.
And like
Gotcha.
or like something was wrong in the courtroom, some law was broken, and it had to be like, hey, we need to either do this again or we need to nullify the entire verdict.
Okay.
That's basically what that means.
Right. Well, it'd be fun to have a mistrial.
I don't know how the legal system works, so I'm probably butchering that explanation.
There should be a threshold though, like if you like nuked an entire city and they like couldn't find the remnants of the nuke, or like.
Well, I mean, if it's at your the location in your house, I mean that's.
Yeah, but if something could go haywire, like the jury paying off the judge, and then, yeah, we know you nuked 12,000 people, but it's a mistrial, man.
It would go straight. Like the prosecution would keep hammering that until it went to the Supreme Court. Like
until the prosecution.
They would keep doing the trial over and over and over again.
Yeah,
like, it wouldn't matter.
Until there. Well, what if there's like corruption in every single trial?
I mean,
I don't
disagree with you, but I mean, at a certain point, after like multiple judges have seen it, you got to think, okay, are they all corrupt, or did he probably do it? Like
at a certain point, you can only nuke so many people.
Yeah,
until you're guilty.
Like if you walk into, like if you do something horrible with a gun on camera, I mean, it obviously get a lawyer, and don't do that in the first place. But like
right.
Just it's not gonna matter. Like you go in jail, like you never coming out of that jail, or you're dying in the electric chair.
Do they still do the electric chair?
Probably not. I'm just generalizing. Firing squad, gas chamber.
I heard they brought the firing squad back in like South Carolina.
I'd rather have the firing squad, to be completely honest with you. I don't want to die by gas. I don't want to be electrocuted. I don't want to have drugs put on me. Just shoot me, please. Don't.
Do you want to be shot in the face or the torso?
Don't. It's gonna be quick. If I mean, obviously aim for the head, but I mean, well,
I don't know if they do.
If I got like that kind of like verdict, even though Michigan doesn't have the death penalty, I would be like, can I do firing squad, and can you just aim for the head? Just don't hit me in the stomach, man.
Yeah, I think that's where they're supposed to aim though. Is the torso
from
the ones I've
seen
like
here?
Yeah,
like, yeah, but
sometimes people miss. You could pay a guy before you get shot. Hey, dude, can you aim for my face, please? Just like throw him a 20.
Like, yeah, man, go buy a few packs of cigarettes.
All right, man, I got you.
Yeah, man. If like, gas chamber sounds probably the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
They used to use that like, in the United States.
In the Holocaust, you mean?
No,
the gas chambers.
No, like they in the United States they use gas chambers.
For
execution.
Okay.
Single
prisoners.
man executions. Yeah, they use gas chambers. You've never seen videos of that, or not of like the execution, but like in movies, or. But no,
probably. But
we
remember.
used it. I don't think we use it anymore. We could. I don't know, but I know we used it.
I believe it. I mean,
somewhat recently.
Yeah.
Like
France was like using the guillotine up until the 70s, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
I mean, I think there also should be another charge, like on top of like a capital charge of being like it has to be like you have to die either like the jury gets to choose, or the family gets to choose if that's requested, or something. Like something to really punish them, like not just put them to death and let them choose. Like there's a level of like, you did something so bad, I don't care if you suffer when you die. Like you know, like
right,
like school shooters, or things like that, where I'm just like, just I don't care. You want to set them on fire on a stake, go for it, bro. Like
On a stake, referring to those wooden poles they would tie people to and light
slow
on fire.
roast,
Yeah. Not a T-bone.
No.
You wouldn't give the school shooter a T-bone.
No.
Hey, man, you fucked up. Burn alive. Although that actually might be torture. If you burn the guy alive and
That's
then
what I mean.
show like a really juicy steak in front of him when he's burning alive, that'd be pretty intense.
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty intense. Or be like, what's going on? Like everyone on the planet would be like, what's happening in the United States? They burned a man alive and showed him a T-bone steak.
Forced
on
him
his
to
death.
watch a steak.
Like the entire world, I don't think they wouldn't unite against this. Be like, are you good? Like, are you guys all right? Are you just that deep into memes that you're getting what?
Dude, it'd be like Idiocracy or something.
Yeah, Idiocracy was a utopia. Like, everyone's so stupid they can party at the White House. I saw it in a YouTube video. I didn't come up with that, but. Yeah, everyone's so stupid. Like the president can invite literally the entire country, or just anyone that wants to come off the street to party in the White House.
Yeah.
Imagine that happening today. That someone would kill the president. Like if that happened like once every 20 years, someone would kill the president every time. Like they'd be like, "I'm gonna wait till the next party, bro." Like that's.
I mean, it's baby steps, because they do have a White House. It's like a correspondence dinner where they invite a
you
comic.
ain't ever getting in that dinner. Like, neither am I.
But, just the fact that they even have parties at the White House.
I mean,
You never know. They could have, maybe 20 years from now, some stupid parties. I don't know.
Well, I mean, all countries are based on, like, old school versions of government where they host people. Like as a sign of diplomacy, because like back in the day when they'd say we want, like, if we're coordinating in a war, two countries would literally trade people, like trade advisors, and be like, hey, we're about to do this, or hey, we're gonna do this. They'd coordinate, and they would live there for years, like in the opposite country. So that's kind of like a callback esque.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I could see society getting dumb to the point of partying in the White House, because they've invited musicians there. I mean, celebrities go there all the time. I mean, it kind of is like a party.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, it's still.
But you gotta be
it's still reverent, but
the
fact that Trump ordered, like, I think it was thousands of Big Macs for some basketball team.
That's a baller party.
It was some basketball team that visited the White House, and like the picture is just McDonald's like everywhere in the White House, and that to me was like, okay, corporations own the United States, like that's pretty.
Oh, I could have told you that when I was like 10.
But like that doesn't prove it, but it just kind of is symbolic of like, we're reflecting fast food in our
I can prove corporations control the government by lobbyists alone. Like, I don't need there could be no, like the government could say, we hate McDonald's, but reduce their taxes. But it wouldn't matter. I kind of understand it, but then again, no. I kind of understand corporate donations to a degree, but there's got to be a, hey man, maybe don't buy him 6 houses. And maybe you shouldn't have that much control over politicians. Like, there's got to be a line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the solution would be, but I know it's a problem. Like, too much corporate donation, because corporations are always going to have a pull on the government unless you want to have like a really top-down economy, like a state-controlled economy or something of that nature. But
which would be kind of on the verge of a monarch, wouldn't it?
Or fascist or communist, or any authoritarian with a hint of economic kind of control. Like, yeah, well, monarchy is like, I mean, the British Crown really pushed capitalism hard because it was making the money. It was called mercantilism, where they basically make money by expanding their influence across the globe and ports, trade, general, yeah. But it kind of morphed into capitalism after the Industrial Revolution, or before, I think, actually. I could be wrong, but
So that idea came from England,
capitalism,
Britain.
yeah, kind of, because they were the first country to really industrialize. They were the Industrial Revolution happened in Britain first, and it kind of happened in the United States right after and kind of during, but it it was different because the United States is a lot bigger, and it's very hard to industrialize a country that has, like, the distance from New York to LA is like Paris to Moscow in like comparison.
Right.
It's a long drive. Anyone, a trucker would know that.
Now, colonialism, that's basically sort of the same thing you're talking about, right? Where you're spreading influence.
Spreading
across.
influence and then basically taking money out of your said colonies.
So colonialism and capitalism have pretty similar traits?
No,
Would you say?
I disagree. Colonialism was very, it was much more okay with slavery and the disenfranchisement of one group over the other. Like, they would take money out of Africa, out of China, with like the Opium Wars. It's basically like the Chinese government was bleeding silver because they were the British were selling them opium. I mean, capitalism and mercantilism are separated because it's about, you make more money in capitalism when everyone has wealth, because you can tax the wealth, it spends, and people make more money by everyone being not equal but more. They're just people. They're a number. Mm-hmm. They pay with their wallet. It's more equal, but it's still not the same as colonialism and mercantilism.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
All right.
It's yeah. I'm a massive nerd, if you can't tell. I like my topics.
No, I like learning stuff. I just have more
I'm not
of
the
a vague idea of history.
Yeah.
You know, but
I will sit down and watch videos about history. Like, I watched the entire life of Julius Caesar through YouTube videos, like everything that ever happened to the man.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't like it if you just asked me, tell me things about Julius Caesar, I could tell you a few things, but like, you start asking me questions about it, just off the races, I'll talk about him forever.
Okay.
Or any subject, really.
I like watching history videos too in the truck when I'm driving, but it's hard to like retain it because I'm constantly distracted on the road. I have to always pay attention, and
that's why when I watch videos like that, it's definitely more of like I'm winding down for the evening, or I just have a bit of downtime and there's not really anything for me to do.
Right.
So, and I really just focus on that and absorb like a movie almost.
Yeah.
Like, I love documentaries.
Oh yeah. No, me too. History is fascinating. I
really think history needs to be, not just like American history, just history in general needs to be taught, because you start to realize things aren't very different now than they have been. They're just, we're monkeys with phones. We're not much different from our ancient counterparts. Like, we're smarter somewhat in the sense that, like, if you took a person from like 2022 this year and dropped them in ancient Rome, they could speak the language, they could do anything, they would invent so much stuff. Like, even a moderately intelligent person, like, they would basically be able to reduce things a lot at a greater rate because they have a higher base knowledge. They wouldn't be able to start a fire, probably, depending on the person, or, things of that time, but they would be able to make things from what they understand about today.
Like, give an example.
Well, when we work on cars, like me and my dad, we're big mechanics. There's a lot of times when we're doing something and without any like direction from YouTube or anything like that, just working on stuff, we'll make a tool. Like we'll have to weld something together, and we usually polish it up, make it nice, and because we have this one task, or like with the serpentine belt, someone made a tool, probably sometime in the 60s, that literally lets you hook onto the little like plunger, or the little it basically tightens the belt, and wrench it, and then move it out, and then just pull the belt off,
Right.
without having to fucking take shit off and cut the belt or
Right. They made that part pliable so it moves out of the way.
yeah. Well, no, they made a tool so you can grab it.
Well, it's basically could
But-
be anything though.
Yeah, but originally people used to do it with like wrenches, and like just like fucking like with your both hands in there.
Right. But
Just-
you're talking about like a breaker bar, basically.
Almost, but it has to be like a special bit because it has to be low, like really low.
A special bit for the actual tension pulley.
Yeah,
tensioner
to get on
pulley.
there because it's this close to the radiator.
Right.
So it has to be. It might just be a socket welded on a bar, but it's something that, hey, we have this one thing that we always have to do, so we're
Yeah.
gonna make a new tool.
I don't think I've actually seen that then. Because that's what
'Cause
I
we
thought
have
you were
one. We have
talking
one.
about was like a wrench or a breaker bar.
It's not. It's like a
It's
flat
actual
bar.
specific-
It's like
oh.
it's like a
A flat
imagine
bar.
like a mower blade
Uh-huh.
with a socket welded onto it. Imagine that.
Okay.
But it's longer and thinner, actually made to be held, and has a handle.
Okay.
And like just
Specifically for
that
serpentine
one thing,
belts.
that one serpentine belt, just
Interesting.
boom, instant.
Now you can't change. You cannot change the bit then at the end of it.
No, because it's usually for one vehicle.
Okay.
Because it's all vehicles are usually different.
Right.
But anyway, what I was saying is, humans today have a higher general knowledge, just somewhat higher than what they had.
You mind
We-
pointing that mic a little more toward you?
Oh, sorry, man.
No, you're
I
good.
didn't know.
It was starting to go off into space.
But yeah, but humans today have more knowledge, and I think if someone was sent back in there, they would be an inventor compared to what they would be today. I just think it's.
Yeah, maybe back then.
But that's the only.
because there's less distractions, I think.
But that's
as a
really the
whole.
only difference between today and back then, because the politics are kind of the same. Not really the same, but they're about food, shelter, safety, like, you know, your health care. It's kind of a safety issue. Like some people want it because they want more people to be covered, and they want people to be healthier, or they want to take people's money. Depends on the person. And back then they had things like the grain dole in ancient Rome, which is basically the government stockpiles grain and then gives it to the urban poor.
Mm-hmm.
They had that in ancient Rome. I mean, 2,000 years ago. That's not new. That's your fucking EBT card, whatever you call it. But people aren't very different, even back then compared to now. It's just about knowledge.
Right.
So we don't slave people anymore. We don't have an old lady as our reigning head of state that can make all the decisions, like the queen. But yeah.
Yeah. In the words of Sir John Bon
John Bon
Jovis,
Jovi.
Jovial Jovi, it's all the same, only the names change. It's all the same, only the names will change. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to sing it.
That's not
I
bad.
kind of have that as a running joke with a friend. Like if I don't know, something happens like that, just say it's all the same, only the Taco Bell menu changes. We'll use
which
it for
it does.
everything.
I mean, that's probably.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Sometimes the names stay the same, but the Taco menu still
That
changes.
should have been the lyrics.
Yeah.
Sometimes the names
That should be.
stay the same, but Taco Bell menu will never change.
Oh my god. That should be a
rest
Weird
in
Al.
peace, Bon John Jovis.
Weird Al Yankovic should make a
He's
song.
still alive.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still alive.
So many people have been like celebrities have been dying recently. I'm like, I don't know who's alive right now. Like,
I think
like I have to genuinely ask that.
What's his name? Bob Hope.
Who the fuck is? I probably know him, but I can't place his face.
Jarvis Jarvie from the 30s. Melatonin Mike from the 40s.
So now you're messing with me.
He would just like fall asleep on stage. So, I was in town today and I smoked a cigarette with my 5-year-old son. And he would just fall asleep in the middle of his act. Melatonin Mike from the Bronx. The Bronx. A lot of people think it's La Bronx.
Is this an ad spot?
Actually, unfortunately, yes. So we're sponsored by Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike. Your children will crave Lucky Strike. Don't smoke in front of your kids without offering them Lucky Strike. Now available at your local Walgreens. Okay, so back to it. What's interesting about Rome and now, I think there's a lot of interesting similarities too, like our architecture. Architecture
Well, yeah.
is pretty similar.
The United States was designed as a republic to image Rome.
Yeah.
Because people aren't. The whole point of the United States was not having like most of the people make all the decisions. Like they didn't want. That's why we have the Electoral College. That hasn't changed in a long time, and I probably never will.
It probably should.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I'm still of the opinion most people are stupid.
Yeah, but they could go back in Rome and invent stuff, though.
They're still stupid. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities. People are generally smarter, but most people are stupid. Most people are average, to be honest with you. By definition. Like, most people are just average. They're not... Like, they're just not the same as... I lost my train of thought.
Well, it's hard to, like, invent in today's day and age, because how are you going to beat a laptop? How are you going to beat, like, a missile? Like, if you invent like a freaking oven glove that withstands actually they do have that.
Yeah,
it's called the Ov Glove, which we are sponsored by. The Ov Glove. Whenever you want to pull hot plates out of the oven and don't want to get third-degree burns, try the Ov Glove.
This man picked up a brisk can.
It withstands temperatures enough to melt steel beams. The Ov Glove. On sale for $9.12.
But over time, the more technology advances, you're gonna have to be smarter and smarter to even think about inventing things, unless they're commodities like a tape measure that records your voice, so you can record measurements, which a dude invented that I watch his YouTube channel.
Wow,
great dude, very smart man, very grease monkey-esque Canadian, great dude.
Most of them are up there.
Yeah, you kind of have to be when you're like 10 miles away from town and like, hey man, we can't drive to town until we fix this. So,
are you old enough to remember the Red Green show?
The Red Green? No. I remember the Whitest Kids You Know, is it the Whitest Kids You Know?
Yeah.
I love that show.
You would have liked Red Green. That was a Canadian redneck who like duct taped a lot, but it was a comedy show, but it was like geared more towards mechanics, I guess you could say, kind of just the average Joe. It was pretty funny. Like the dude would duct tape, like he'd say, "Today we're going boating." That's how he talked. Today we're going boating, and then he'd like duct tape just like 2 pontoon boats. I don't know if this really happened, but like 2 pontoon boats underneath the car and took it out on the water, duct tape.
The only redneck, or it's not really. The Canadians have a specific name for their rednecks, but Letterkenny. You seen that on Hulu?
I think I've seen a little
Watch
bit
the
of
first
it.
episode all the way through. Just sit down and watch it at some point.
Yeah.
Worth every second. Hilarious.
What does Letterkenny mean?
This is a definition for it. It's a town, actually. I mean,
It's a town?
Yeah, it's a town. Well, in the show, it's a town. I don't know if it's. I think it's a real town.
A town in Canada.
It's in Alberta. Probably someone's gonna get mad at me for that, but I think Alberta. I could be totally off. I know it's. I don't think it's anywhere near a big city. It's supposed to be rural and redneck. There's meth heads in it. There's. It's just funny.
Is it like Trailer Park Boys at all?
Yeah, but less like found footage, camera. More of what do you call it? Set, like it's actually like a show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just some dudes are falling around some really weird looking dudes doing some retarded shit. With that being said, I've watched every episode of Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
And I will tell everyone I've ever met to watch it. It's a great show.
It is a great show.
I love Trailer Park Boys, but I like them for different reasons.
A lot of people that I've talked to about Trailer Park Boys say, "Oh, I didn't get it at first because I thought it was like real." I'm like, thought it was real. Like I talked to this dude at a gas station up here by my house. We got to talking about Trailer Park Boys somehow. He was like, "Yeah, I couldn't really get into it because I thought it was like real or something." It's like, no, it's a show. But I think it kind of maybe messes with people with the camera because it was so shitty.
Well, because the actors have like turned into those characters. Like if you see the dude that plays like Julian, I'm like, that's Julian. I don't know his real name, but that's Julian.
Yeah. I think the humor too just kind of throws people off. It's that type of humor that
it's like dry.
almost Tim and Eric-esque.
Yeah, but it's like it's a little bit dry, but it's.
But I like that.
It's still like funny. Like
that's my type of humor though. Just like non-forced. It just is a product of its environment type of humor.
That's how humor should be.
It has to come naturally. You can't force. You can't.
Can't force a smile.
No, you can't force art.
Yes.
Quote from Toy Story 2, The Old Man.
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen Toy Story, any of them. I have Disney Plus, but I hate Disney, but I wanted to watch The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, so I swallowed my pride. So I bought it for a year. I was like, I'm not paying you monthly, but I'll buy you a year subscription, and then I'll never touch it again.
Fair enough.
It's not my fault that they own it. I didn't tell them to buy Star Wars.
Yeah, that.
I don't know.
I was surprised when that happened. I was like,
Mandalorian's baller. Like it's a great show. Dave Filoni, like, just put him in charge of every Star Wars movie until the man croaks. Just. And the dude that directed Avengers directed The Mandalorian too. That in the movies he's Happy, the Tony Stark's bodyguard. That's the director of the Avengers, of the movies.
Jon Favreau?
Yeah, John Favreau. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until like 2 years ago. I was like, wait, that's him.
It's pretty cool when you can direct and act.
Well, that's why I love Quentin Tarantino. I mean, he's a douche, but I would watch every movie he ever
Why is he a
puts out.
douche?
Have you seen him in interviews?
I seen him smack a reporter once outside a restaurant.
He can be a little.
But that I didn't blame him because the guy had the camera right in his face.
I'm not saying the people he gets mad at don't deserve it, but he's still just I would have a beer with him, but he's just a little bit of a douche.
Well, you can tell he's just maybe a little smug.
Yeah, I mean,
But
he has a bit of a right to be smug.
He has
because
produced some good stuff. I
everything.
think you kind of have to be a little bit like
You have to be a little
Crazy.
crazy to make shit like that.
to make good material.
Because I've never watched I forgot his name now. We were just talking about him.
John Favreau?
No.
Quentin
Tarantino, yeah. But no, he like I've never watched a film by him I didn't enjoy. Like I could watch that again. I've never watched a film by him that I didn't say I could watch it again. And he's been in a lot of them.
That's true. He is a great
I didn't like the
creator.
From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV show. Well, I like the movie.
Okay.
I don't like that there's a TV show.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
I like the movie.
I like more stuff that's geared into realism. So I'm not really into like horror and vampires and stuff.
I liked it because it was just that little bit of ridiculous that just kind of made it okay. If we're gonna buy into this, this is a good way to go. That could have been like, imagine if it was by some no-name director that was just and written by some dude on cocaine and prostitutes for the past like 62 hours. Like that could have been such a worse movie, but Quentin Tarantino directed it. So like the story was good. I liked the interaction with the brothers, and I liked how they basically just kidnapped the family and drove to Mexico. Like it could, there are definitely issues with it, but
I'm just boring, man. Like I don't even watch a lot of movies anymore. I like documentaries and
see that's
watching clips on YouTube. Like I'm addicted to YouTube.
Oh, I'm addicted.
Absolutely.
To YouTube too. But
but like I'll get into some shows like Breaking Bad. I've watched that a few times. Seinfeld, Trailer Park Boys.
Well, like, no, you're not boring, but you're good.
I'm old.
Well, no, you're good for what a podcast host should be. Just talk to the person, kind of like say, just let the person not guide the conversation, let you guide the conversation, but just let him talk.
Yeah. No, I do this
That's what made
so
Joe
I
Rogan.
can learn. I actually do this kind of. It's partly selfish.
I hate bringing up Joe Rogan all the time when talking.
No,
about
let's bring him
podcasts.
up. So Joe Rogan, shout out. We're sponsored by Joe Rogan. I'm glad you did bring it up because I have a quota right here in my notes. I'm supposed to bring his podcast up 5 times.
He wrote his notes on the Taco Bell bag.
5 times I'm supposed to bring him up. So Joe, this is the second time. Joe 3rd, Joe 4.
Joe 5.
Okay, so now we're no longer obligated. Let's switch the subject. No, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's cool, man. I like Joe.
That's what made him popular, though. That's why I watch him. Like I'll put him in the background and just play a game. Like I could listen to him interview fucking Hitler. I'm not.
Yeah, because it's crazy that the media demonize him, and like the left because.
Probably because he's more popular than CNN, MSNBC.
Well, I think it's not only that, it's just he speaks his mind, which is a threat in today's society. I mean, everything is monitored. Everything you say has to be criticized, whereas
they're
not used to that.
If it's not the government taking your rights, corporations will do it too. They'll tell you, hey, you can't say that on this platform. Like, bro, I'm just talking about an issue. If you think I'm wrong, write a comment. Like, or make a rebuttal video. Like if you think someone is wrong on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, make a video about it. Just talk about it. Like if you want to voice your opinion that bad, there's no reason to cut someone off. If a Nazi started a podcast tomorrow, I don't agree with Nazis, but if he wants to make a podcast about some offbeat, off-color shit that he wants to spew, let him fucking do it. I don't care. I don't care.
You could have like a wine tasting channel with a Nazi, him dressed up in full fascist
full
gear.
leather SS
Today
gear.
I'm cooking with Hans
I'd
Gruben.
watch that until I died.
We are tasting red wine from the Napa Valleys. Yes.
There's a lot of Jews in California, but they make great wine.
They stomp at the grapes. Oh no, I got Italian.
Mussolini. You're almost going like Eastern European.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
I don't think anyone that doesn't have a Kalashnikov and a death wish wants to go there. But yeah,
Wait, what were we just talking about?
we mentioned Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan.
and then we ended up talking about something that I forgot about.
So did I. You know, I could easily just rewind this 10 seconds, but I won't bore the listener.
You can listen.
Singular.
You can listen to us get baked and just ramble on for however long this has been on.
I think I'll just ramble on. Time is now.
You get DMCA'd out into outer space if you keep singing lyrics to songs.
On my way. I've been this way 10 years to the day. I think that's the lyrics.
Hybrid moments. Oh, I can't remember the rest of the song, but I just listened to that.
Is that Styx?
That's Misfits. Hybrid moments.
Oh.
Yeah, I was literally listening to it like right before we started, like earlier.
Yeah. I think I remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, your buddy was still here.
The military
Oh yeah.
and how it's big.
Oh, we were talking about how
It's large.
How about you? How like corporations can censor you, and then we start talking
Right,
about
right.
Nazis
No,
tasting
I know what
wine.
I was gonna say.
Now
Yeah.
I remember.
Joe Rogan. So like I think in extremes in a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
so I can like understand stuff. So like with Joe Rogan, for instance, I go to the extreme. Like, okay, is he specifically telling us to go out and like kill people? No. Is he specifically saying go out and rape someone? No. Is he specifically saying go out and take over the White House? No. So I dial it in. I get it a little smaller. I'm like, okay, is he maybe saying it's okay to take over the White House? No. Okay, I'm dialing it even fucking more to where balance should be, because I don't think we need to be on this opposite ends of the teeter-totter here. We should be somewhere in the middle. You know, people's opinions are going to vary a little bit, but when you start getting extreme, then it starts getting dangerous. And
You and I had this conversation many times over the years, and you're much more of a moderate than me. I'm much more like, it's not that I like the polarization in politics. It's more that like I know what I believe, and I'm not like authoritarian right wing like Nazi, basically massive nationalist. I'm not that. I'm a hardcore libertarian. I just want limited government and a lot of freedom. Like, if someone does something stupid, send them to jail the rest of life, whatever.
you know, I honestly think most people, if they were honest with themselves, agree with you and want that deep down.
But it's
They're
very
too
hard
scared
to say it.
They're too scared to admit it.
Like, I think brothel.
Well, because they live in this society and in this bubble where they're constantly surrounded by friends who are scrutinizing them. Like, if you live in a college town,
good
forget
luck with
about
that.
it. I mean,
yeah, good luck saying
you
that.
can't say anything.
Yeah.
But especially since, you know, the majority of people live in cities nowadays, like, you can't get away from people constantly criticizing you or even just not wanting to be separate from the crowd. It's hard for people, you know? So
I think we should turn Los Tres Amigos into a brothel. Like, that
I
would
think it already is on the weekends
No, it's
in the back room.
There's very beautiful waitresses there.
Yeah, there are. Los Tres Amigos.
Great
come
restaurant, by
down.
the way, regardless of what they say about it.
We're also sponsored by Los Tres Amigos.
Are we sponsored by La NASA too? Like,
La NASA?
NASA, like national.
Is that their version of NASA? La NASA! Spaceship almost going to space.
I think you might get canceled for that one.
Probably.
You're probably already about to storm the front door with SWAT team.
Wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last.
Oh yeah, you had. I thought you only told me it happened once. At a party.
So next subject, Gatorade. I just wanted to bring up Gatorade. Gatorade, zero.
He's telling me to shut up. He's
Zero
trying to be
sugar,
polite.
zero fat. Wow. Zero everything. So it's actually not very
Let's
good
talk
for
about
you.
polarizing politics and why I'm far right wing. That seems a lot easier to
Hold on, I
fix.
got to finish my thing for Gatorade.
He's into this.
Drink Gatorade. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I think it's a obvious divisive technique to divide and conquer us.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's
But
people are going to be a little more extreme, but I think we're
I w-
never going to achieve any sort of like unity unless we get somewhat more in the middle.
I wouldn't want to live in the United States without moderates. I'm not gonna like. Obviously I think we should adopt certain policies, but I wouldn't want to live in the United States where just the right wing is able to go do whatever they want. I also wouldn't want the left to do that. And I wouldn't want the moderates to just do whatever they want, because I'm going to very much disagree with some things.
Right. And see, I disagree with. I'm not a fan of going out and committing murder, but I know that to sustain an army, you need people willing to do that. Whereas, I'd hate to say I'd be the one here telling them what to do. I don't like telling people what to do, but I would probably join the military as some sort of like maybe a medic, or I don't know, something like that, where I'm not in the fight.
You can be a clerk. I mean, like that would be enough. Like
unless it came here though, that would be a different story.
That would be a completely
and I would
different story.
absolutely
like at that point it's
arms,
like you're either picking up arms or we're good to, the United States is gone.
Yeah.
Like, everyone needs to grab a rifle and go.
Yep.
I don't care if it's 80-year-old grandma. She go pick up that AR.
Well, they have a term for it. It's conscientious objector.
Yeah.
So
If you ever go to listen in the military, do not tell them you're a conscientious objector. They will not accept you if you want to enlist.
they won't accept you, or they'll say
They won't.
we have nothing available right now.
Or they might. I don't know if they
Like a
won't
job
accept
interview or something.
Or they might. Well, I think legally the military can say literally any criteria they want, as long as it doesn't involve race or sex or whatever. Like they can be like, oh, you're too tall to be a pilot, so we're gonna send you over here and you're gonna be a mechanic or something, or a tanker or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, which makes sense. I wouldn't want military is not a time for everyone of any body style and every temperament and every skill set can do all jobs. No. You want a very specialized, very good, and you want.
Shit, just saying that would get you canceled, bro.
Oh, they're wrong. So screw them.
No, it takes very little.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, if Russia attacks Ukraine and the United States goes full tilt into a war, I'll join up. But I won't like it. But I can't stand by why men younger than me go off and die. Like, that just sits with me. They'll probably deny me. I'll be completely honest with you. So I don't think I'd actually get him, but I'd try my best.
Yeah, I was just
You looking up porn on that thing?
no, I don't do that on my laptop. I keep it pure.
Use
Like
your
the
cell
winter
phone.
snow. Yeah, I was just reading this. Well, I saw this on YouTube, but it said Joe Biden said he's now convinced Russian President Putin has made the decision to invade Ukraine. So he's made the decision, but it doesn't say that he's actually invaded.
It might be like he's speculating about the I don't like Biden, just to be clear. I think he's just speculating about like the mindset of Putin right now. I think Putin, maybe he thinks, or maybe because of the intel he's getting, he thinks Putin's just like, I'm going to do this now, or I'm not going to do it ever. I'm going to die in office eventually. I might as well try to leave office. Like, yeah. Because Putin's never getting unelected. Like, he's never losing an election unless he messes up something really fierce. Then there'll just be riots, but
It must be hard for us to get to him.
Because
the United States takes down dictators and people that they don't like all the time, don't they? I mean, through like CIA and...
Yeah, but you also don't want to... It's better to speak with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. You don't want to... I don't think it'd be a good idea to kill Putin, even if I don't like the idea of him going to... Like, it might, like, Russia might turn into a massive power struggle. You know, it could be another Russian Civil War where millions of people died, like, because you killed one man. It could be really bad. So I think.
But you'd have to prove that you didn't do it, and it was just like some other country.
You could
blame
it
it
on ISIS. You could blame it on whoever you wanted to. Because the CIA has a lot of resources. They could get a guy that's connected to like Al Qaeda or something to actually try to be the fall guy. Like, if the CIA really wanted to do something like that, I bet they could.
So that right there tells me that Putin must be involved with the U.S. behind the scenes, because
I think
it seems like we would already have a target on his back by now. I don't think he's impervious. I don't think he's invincible.
Well, I mean, do you remember, like, in 2014, 2015, when we basically, Russia basically took Crimea, and there was border clashes with rebel groups.
Right.
I'm using air quotes, by the way. They're Russian soldiers in no insignia uniforms. So, but because when I remember I was in high school when that was happening, and people was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to war with Russia. We're gonna go with war with Russia." Like, I mean, we haven't. So, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we might. I mean, it's possible. Back then in high school, we could have gone to war with Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, war can happen for many, many reasons. It's just a question of, are we gonna do whatever it takes to stop it? Or
what do you think the outcome would be from a war with Russia? Like, would it
Either
benefit any side?
It doesn't matter. Like, if it was like basically World War II or World War II 2.0 electric boogaloo. Like, if it was basically World War II again, Russia takes over Europe, and then we fight them a little bit in the Middle East, and we slowly encircle them and use strategic bombing to just destroy the entire country with high-level bombs and napalm and everything, and then eventually a ground invasion to the point where we just cut off all the ports and Russia just collapses. If the United States win. Or it could grind to a stalemate and both countries, like, their economy collapses. Because whatever you think about war, the problem is it cannot be sustained forever. If World War II had gone on for another 2 years, it's possible the United States could have had a massive economic issues. We can sustain a war economy very effectively, but we can't do it forever.
Right.
Even the most advanced country in the world, the United States, can't do it forever. We could probably do it longer now than we did back then, if the public was behind us, like, behind the military and the war itself. Like if Russia dropped a Pearl Harbor style attack on Washington D.C., oh yeah, I guarantee it'd be the public reaction to 9/11 times a million.
Yeah, I think it'd be bad, but also I'm more concerned about nukes.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think obviously it's possible that they could be used.
Yeah.
It's always possible. Like, if we back Russia into a bad enough corner where they just say we're gonna lose, or we might as well just fucking fire. Yeah, that could obviously happen. Or they could say, how about we save the world and not launch and just surrender? Or somehow the United States loses, which would be really bad.
That'd be pretty bad.
That'd be really... I don't think the United States ever could actually be invaded. But I think we could basically have our global presence reduced significantly because we've lost strategically. Somehow. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how they could even do it, if it's even possible. But
do you think the entire government from the top down would collapse at that point? If the military was beat?
I think the United States is much more resilient than that, than just collapsing like Russia. Because we kind of were born on idealistic foundation. I think the United States would be changed significantly because it'd be the first like real war we ever lost. Because Vietnam was a war, yeah, but and a lot of Americans died, but
We didn't get wiped out.
nothing close to World
The
War II.
North Vietnamese, they took a lot of casualties.
People died.
A lot.
And
I think it's only like 50,000 on our side.
I think it's like 54,000 and something.
Hundreds of thousands for, if not millions.
Millions. But I understand why the United States bombed North Korea or North Vietnam. But it's just Vietnam. We lost it, but it wasn't on the scale. Like if we had lost World War II after losing almost 500,000 men, the United States would be pissed. Like, or we would completely withdraw ourselves from international life, or we would come back very angry, very, very angry, and
Right.
like, yeah.
Do you think the same amount of people would be as apt to join the military if another Hitler arose like they were in World War II?
It would have. Well, I mean, the Chinese Communist Party is genociding people right now, and we don't give a shit. But, I mean,
Who are they genociding?
the Uyghurs, they're Muslims in like a far, well, from Beijing it'd be Western China, and then Eastern China would be like the coast.
They're also putting them in reinternment camps, right? Like
Yeah.
re-education camps.
Yeah, and it's not like, but no one gives a shit because you could say if you're left wing, you could say, oh, it's because they're Muslims, no one cares. Or if you're right wing, you say, oh, because it's the Communist Party doing it, the left wing doesn't care. Or you could just say they're killing people and they're putting them in concentration camps and we're not doing anything. Is no one paying attention? Like are we like, what the fuck?
We have a lot of like media presence in China, so there's a lot of things
There's also
riding on
corporate influence that
us being friends with them.
I think corporations are going to learn eventually that China is not a partner to do business with, because they will seize your assets the moment they feel like it. They don't need a reason.
They're cutthroat.
They're authoritarian regime. They don't need a reason. They're just, oh, we want to do this. Well, we're gonna fucking do it. Fuck you.
Don't they have like one of the most sophisticated network of surveillance cameras?
You think
anywhere?
the United States? You think the United States is bad? Fuck, man. I wouldn't want to live in China.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this. Like, you like, yeah, okay. We have people here that will censor you and bitch at you on Twitter, but there's not going to be a SWAT team at my front door tomorrow morning, and I'll never be heard from again. That hasn't happened yet. If it
Jeez.
like, yeah, they have more cameras, I think, than people in China,
I believe it.
and a lot of people. Yeah. United States, I think the United States has faltered really bad the last time, but I think it can still be saved because we can still do things like this.
Right.
We're still free, but we're letting things go.
It's I could see it getting to the point of China very soon because
I think
things are like ramping up, especially with this COVID. Like there's even more control now.
I think the problem is most people, even the far left wingers and the far right wingers, don't recognize how many moderates in America there are. Most people you run into, they're not me. They're not fucking Bernie Sanders. They're not about. They just want to live their lives, not have as many taxes, make money, and fucking die around their family. That's all they want.
And
I don't
eat
blame
Taco Bell once in a while.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all.
Wear a hat.
I think that's a very honorable thing. I just want to live. I want to have a family. I want to die. Like that's. I wish I could be like that in my mind.
In that sense, I'm not really a moderate then, because that's not really
No.
what
I just
I
mean
wanna
you
do.
want to live a regular life, and you don't.
ish. I would like to do something in entertainment.
Well, no. But that's a normal thing. But you're not. out on the streets protesting. You're not.
No.
If a radical, party comes up, you're not going to join it.
But I used to be like that big time.
Oh, I understand that. I remember you.
My job killed all that kind of, which I think is actually a buddy of mine. We're talking about this. Like, I think jobs do kill a lot of your prowess in life, and like you're wanting to stand up for yourself because you're constantly being told what to do. Number one.
Yeah.
But you're also in the confines of their time. You can't see your family. You can't converse with neighbors. Like, you're always gone.
It makes you kind of submit in a way.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That you just...
Dude, and I'm a horrible employee. I'll say it right here, and if my company's listening, hey, man.
I'm a bad employee, too, but...
I admit it. Like, I'm a bad employee. But, I guess I'm a little lucky because in trucking, they're a little more lenient.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find a trucker.
Yeah. It's hard to find anyone right now. People are... Yeah.
That's true. But before all this, it was still hard to find a trucker, but now it's really hard.
But
and it's not like I know what they're thinking too. They're like, okay, this young millennial guy, typical, doesn't want to work. Hey man, it's not what I want to do. Like, it's not my love. I don't love doing it.
I've said that in a few interviews, and I've been told like, hey, you shouldn't say that in interviews. But I'm sorry, it isn't my passion to work at McDonald's. I'm not going to lie to your fucking face and be like, I've always wanted to work at McDonald's. I cannot wait to have this job. I'm so excited. I want to work my way up the ladder and then commit suicide at 45 because I'm a McDonald's manager in my
45's
hometown.
pretty old too. That's a long time to withstand Ronald McDonald's hell.
Like, do you really want me to say that to you? Do you want me to?
I think they do.
Well, then fuck them.
I don't blame you.
I can work odd jobs. I can do construction. I've been living that way for a little bit now. Like,
yeah.
I don't need that shit in my life. If you expect me to say things like that and lie to your face, and we both know I'm lying, but it's okay because it's what I'm supposed to say. Fuck you.
They just
like
you said, they want submissiveness and
no, fuck you. I'll shit on your front lawn before I do that. In front of a cop. I'll do that a million times before I fucking say that shit, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, anyone that fucking genuinely says that and believes that just has gotten kicked in the head by a horse when they were like 2. Like, that'd
be the worst time to get kicked.
Or they're a teenager, it's their first job, which, okay. All right. I mean,
well, I didn't know you actually had to say that.
It's not like they're not gonna like, lose their mind if you don't say it. I've gotten jobs where I said it, but there's a few times where I've done interviews for jobs, and then after the interview, a guy that was in there pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, you really shouldn't say that. This isn't your, like." He didn't say dream job. He said this isn't like your passion. Like, he used that word specifically. I'm like, bro, this is fucking Burger King. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a little rough to get excited over someone who can't decide what they want. For 5 minutes. I'll take just like mute the mic.
Like, shut the fuck up. I'm throwing the headset and walking out the door. I lasted 2 weeks at McDonald's.
That is longer than
most people.
A lot of people, actually.
I lasted 2 weeks.
Hats off to you.
I was a maintenance man though too. I was a maintenance man.
Okay.
Yeah, I fixed.
I think if I were to work at McDonald's, that's what I would apply for.
Come in at 4 every morning.
But I don't want to be working a cash register. I would rather be behind the scenes, like fixing a light bulb or something.
I don't mind. It's not the fact that I come in at 4. It's I come in at 4, and I do not stop working until 9. I do not stop.
9 p.m.
9 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
So 4 to 9 in the morning. I cannot stop because there's so many things I need to do before the restaurant fully opens up. So many. I got to clean this, clean that.
Right.
Get fresh water to do this, do that, do like. Oh my god.
So they don't have a maintenance guy during the operation of the store?
No, I'm there until like, probably 1-ish.
Okay.
Sometimes later, sometimes sooner,
but 4 to 9 is super rushy. Like go.
Yeah, and I just like, bro, I want to like replace your head gasket in your car. I don't fucking want to clean. Like, I'll clean my apartment, but I can't do that every fucking day.
Right.
Because I'm going to kill someone in like 6 months. I don't know how the dudes that have been managers, like, you know, they're always like fat, pasty white dude with a slightly high-pitched voice as a manager of your local McDonald's. Shout out to Chuck.
Shout out to little Donnie at the local McDonald's.
Yeah, you always know that dude. I'm like, how have you not killed yourself? You're like 45 and you've been working here since you were 17.
Yeah.
How are you alive?
Yeah, I think different strokes, because, you know, I don't want to disparage someone getting, he might have a family and he got just like, this is what I have to do to support my family, or sell drugs.
I'm making a joke. I'm never disparaging people that want to work. It's just like, bro, I can't.
But you're looking through the eyes of yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I won't ever disparage someone for choosing like a career path. If you want to work in McDonald's, you're like, fine, but you're psychotic. There's something. There's something in your brain that's just not me.
Yeah.
It's so much different from what I am as an entity.
I think it's so much different from what.
Right there.
That's okay.
Or not a lit joint, but this is a joint.
I think there's a little bit of that in all of us, though.
Oh yeah,
like deep down, I think we do want to have that freedom and that ability to choose. But
if there was no food, if there was nothing else that I could do on the planet other than work at McDonald's to be able to feed myself, I would work at McDonald's. I might kill myself in like 2 years.
That's the trade-off.
But I would eat for those 2 years. Like if I knew for 100%
you'd be eating like a king, man. You'd have McDonald's.
I'd be 700 pounds by 6 months.
Yeah.
Like
then that'd be cool, because you could say I can't
work,
fit in the door.
Disability.
I can't fit in the door, so you gotta like fire me or like drop me from the roof.
Like I can burn off this fat for like another 3 months, and then I can come back and work for you guys.
Yeah.
Like I won't eat for 3 months straight.
You wouldn't work the drive-thru. You'd be the drive-thru. It's like, you know, just like serve people burgers from your mouth.
Pull up at the window and you just see a belly button. I'm like, God damn, bro.
You're gonna order or stare at it? What you looking at my gut for?
Cost you $2. Stick a finger in there.
Man's gotta eat. I don't hate the hot side hustle, baby.
Oh God. Yeah, man.
You think you can get addicted to weed?
Oh yeah.
I know another great
milkshakes.
Another great segue.
If you use milkshakes to forget about your problems for 10 minutes while you drink it, you can get addicted to milkshakes. So, like, it's psychologically addictive. I don't think it's physically addictive, but I have had side effects from stopping it after, like, 4 years of, like, nothing but smoking. But, yeah. But nothing like, it was more like, I haven't had caffeine for 2 days. My body is feeling a little slow. It's like that. It's not like when I was stopped liquor or pills. Like, that was, like, fucking shitting myself and like, losing my mind.
Right.
Like that was like I genuinely considered killing myself because I didn't want to deal with the withdrawal anymore. Like, and that's anyone that's been addicted to a hard drug knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you don't want to fucking do it anymore. You're done. I'm sorry I made you sad.
No,
anyone listening?
It's just a big problem in our town, but in a lot of Midwest towns.
Oh yeah, meth, and it's like meth, pills. I grew up. You gotta remember, when did the pill epidemic start? Like, what year would you pin the pill epidemic? Because you're older than me.
Oh man, I started popping.
Not when you
pills when I was
when you started seeing like the billboards talking about like the pill problem, or like saw it on the news. Like, there's an opioid epidemic. Remember that?
Yeah, that was probably like late 2000s.
Yeah, I was 10 years old in 2010.
Like
so if you think about it, like I grew up with that environment. Like I'm kind of used to seeing crackheads on the side of the street. It's kind of like a crack baby in the 80s. Like, you know, I'm just kind of like, I mean, look, you're either gonna get clean or you're gonna die. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna die if you don't get clean. It's going to kill you. I promise you 100% it's going to kill you. So either you're gonna get clean or you're not. But I'm not gonna sit here and cry over it. I will help you get clean if I can. I'm not gonna let you abuse me and take my shit to buy more drugs. But if someone's needs help, I'm gonna help. But
Yeah. That's
if you
admirable.
don't want to quit, just stay away from me, man.
I wish homeless people would have signs that just said, "I want crack" or something.
I'd give money to that sign. Like, I wouldn't, I'm homeless, please help me. No. You're marketing. You got to catch their eye. You got to hear, like, does that sign say crack? I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Okay. But usually when
Although
you see...
that would be the perfect one. Just crack. The word crack in bold
we got
italics.
some I think the police might pull you over for that one. Maybe unless you're in, like, Portland. They might not pull you over because it's Portland. But...
Like the people that have the signs that say like 100 words and they're all like really small font. It's like at that point you don't even really need to write anything. If you just hold a blank sign, people probably know, okay, this guy probably needs money.
Yeah, that's one thing I hate. Like, I understand you really need money, but
I kind of want to like test that out. Just write the word money on a cardboard
money
sign.
question mark. I'd do that with you.
Dude, that actually sounds fun. Just
we
like
can make a YouTube video and monetize and get an IRS deduction for
let's do it as like we'll dub it a scientific experiment.
like can I just make people laugh and have them give me money? Because I guarantee I could do that.
I think if you did just write
No, like
write a bunch of cash signs on it, or what is it? Yeah, just like the S with the 2 lines.
No, we should have to like write each other's signs, and we can't tell the other person till we give it to them.
But it's got to be one word.
No. It can be whatever the other person wants. Because I'm on mine. I would hope you would write "hot time tonight?" ? But I have to stay out there.
Okay, that's
day.
not a bad idea.
That's a genius idea.
Has anyone done that?
Probably.
We
I
probably
guarantee
shouldn't
of like
release
50 like teenage guys in like
But like and filmed it, put it on YouTube.
as pranksters. Probably not. Maybe not that specific.
That's
wording.
a pretty good idea.
That would be funny though.
I might cut this
Go for it, man.
part. So we're back. Just got a little more drunk and a little more inept and
He
used
got
to
drunk. I'm
things.
just doing weed tonight. That absinthe's dangerous. You want to stay away from that. I'll have it, but you don't want me to leave in the house when I'm drinking it.
It's good stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's not. It's extremely.
It will
fucking
punch you
burning.
in the face. It's the one liquor that's like moonshine. It's just like it's gonna punch you in the face. Like you're not getting around it unless you mix it.
That just like puts any like hard liquor.
It puts
in
whiskey
this
to
town.
shame.
Well, like I'm talking like typical liquor people drink in our blue collar town. Like people say, "Oh man, you had Jim Beam, man, that shit's strong as hell."
Southern Comfort will fuck you up.
But at the same time,
that was a very lucky fall.
it was my cat. He knocked over a light.
It was like it was touching this, but it never knocked it over. It has ash in it, ash and water.
Well, it'd be all right.
That's cement.
This floor's seen ash and water before.
But yeah, like everyone's like, "Oh, that Southern Comfort will fuck you up. Oh, that Fireball will fuck you up." No. That will fucking kill you.
Yeah, but I think like this is more something you would buy.
Me specifically.
Because you're not like the typical person in this town.
No.
Most people in this town are like, fucking Jim Beam or bust or Fireball and
a lot
bust.
of Fireball, especially in like the white trash.
But hey,
areas, a lot of
I've got
Fireball.
drunk on Fireball. No hate to Fireball. It's just there is so much more out there.
No hate to Fireball drinkers, but Fireball is ass. Like if you drink Fireball, that's fine. You can drink whatever you want.
I used to get shit faced on it.
I've gotten shit faced on Fireball. It's ass because it's Fireball. You don't buy it because it's great liquor.
No.
You buy it because it's liquor and it's cheap.
Yep.
And it's Fireball.
I think this is stronger than that though.
It's 75% alcohol. Fireball's like 35%.
Yeah. And it's so much sugar than Fireball, dude. Like you're going into a diabetic coma after a fifth. But no, this stuff. Stuff puts like that typical stuff to shame.
You know how whiskey's like 80 proof?
Mm-hmm.
That's almost like 160 proof. What you would call proof.
Right.
But they don't do it in that because it's understood in percent. You can clean wounds with that, probably.
Yeah. I also think just the fact that it's foreign probably turns a lot of people off.
They're retards. I love American beer.
Well,
I love American liquor.
more the fact that everything is in another language on here.
Because it's from France.
Like, you know,
it's actually
a
from
redneck
France.
will buy fucking Dos Equis because it says
Is the Q.
beer on the side.
Dos Equis is beer. I'm sorry.
You know, it'll have some English. This has zero English.
No, yeah, I think it's English
Their
on the label.
website.
Yeah, their website's probably in English.
It's in English.
Yeah.
Everything else. It says there's a picture of a fat lady with a circle and a line going through it.
Where?
Fat women aren't allowed to drink this.
It's pregnant women, I think. Let me see the front of that bottle real quick. Unless you want to have a drink.
That cork's barely in. I don't think I didn't
I
think
hope
I'd
you
say
know-
that sentence. The cork's barely in today.
God, I have one of these and I just leave it on my desk because it's just pretty. Like
It
just
is
the
cool.
face of the bottle is just beautiful. It's two angels holding up a bottle and a glass on both ends. You
Yeah.
never really looked at it. Like just looked
Actually,
at
I
the label.
haven't.
Yeah, look at the label. Like look at the angels on it. Like,
Oh,
it's a very pretty label. That's why it caught my eye. And then I tried it and I was like, this can kill me if I drink too much of it. It genuinely, like, Fireball will kill you eventually, but
Yeah.
you're gonna pass out before you finish that. That you could theoretically drink enough to kill you very quickly.
and then you'd be the one
You'd
in
be
the
the
middle.
angel.
You'd be on the label.
Yeah.
No, it's intense.
Yeah, man. But I took that rear label off. That you see, it's like a shipping one.
Yeah.
I took that off with a little bit of water and a razor blade, just real slowly to get it all off perfectly. Just to like save it.
But this?
Yeah,
You
that
got
one.
off?
Yeah,
Why
'cause
is it on here?
Because it's like a shipping label. Like it's like, you know, when customs scan something.
But you said you tore it off?
No. I bought 4 bottles of that in one time.
Right.
So I have one more at my home, and then spare bottles I already drank back at home.
Okay.
That it's like an empty bottle just filled with water.
Oh,
Not
okay.
that one. I haven't touched that one. I took that one out of its case in my basement and fucking brought it here. I didn't do anything with it. I didn't
Did
take
you
it
so
upstairs.
you had to get that special ordered?
I bought 18 bottles at one time. I bought it in bulk.
Okay. You can't get that locally.
No, I had to order that from Germany. I could not find it here. Everything.
Oh.
That's why I bought, because every absinthe place, liquor store, whatever here, they sell like the cheap American version of absinthe, which is, I mean, it's probably made over there, but it's less strong. It's really weak. It's not. It doesn't taste the same as that. I can really sip that and have it like evaporate in my mouth before it even hits my throat, because it's so, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this stuff, like, they have like a bottle of Pernod, but I bought the Pernod traditional, which is like the traditional, I think it's French or Swiss way to do it, and the standard Pernod is like 35% alcohol. It's like not even there, because real absinthe is like 59% alcohol and above, nothing below it.
Okay.
That is like, to absinthe nerd or absinthe connoisseur, whatever you want to call it. You want to be a douche or hate it or love it, doesn't matter. Like, never buy that shit. It's
Yeah.
horrible. That is great.
Yeah, I think just the fact that you're ordering liquor sets you apart from a lot of people too.
Well, I
'cause-
bought it in bulk because like I could really keep track of myself too. Like, I started with 18 bottles. Like,
Right.
if I start chugging through bottles, like, I mean, it's also, I also got my tax refund, and I had nothing else to use the money on at the time. That was a year ago now. I won't need to this year because I still have a lot of bottles, like,
Right.
because I can't drink that every night, bro.
Yeah, that'd
It
be
will fucking
rough
kill
to
me.
drink that every night, man. That's not no Bud Light.
No, you can have PBR and sit back and drink it every night.
Every night.
Every night.
36 pack. Every
For
night.
40 years.
For 40 years. And just forget about your problems. No, but I didn't even really... It didn't dawn on me you could buy liquor from outside of the
You can order
U.S.
it, have shipped right to your door. You just have to show your ID to the postman.
Oh.
I mean, you don't... They never really ask you to do it, but they're technically... I've had one guy do it. Because I've ordered smaller prior to actually purchasing that big 18 order because I wanted to make sure I liked absinthe.
Right.
So I bought like 1 or 2 bottles at a singular time because I wanted to try good stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then I tried that one time and I was like, that's it. That's exactly what I want. Because I can't, like, I have a thing against vodka. My mom was a vodka drinker and I can't drink it. But I like strong liquor, so that don't taste like no vodka.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's unique.
Yeah.
For sure. Liquor's quicker.
You know what's even more smelly than how you usually drink absinthe, which is just in a cup or like a regular cup. Brandy snifter, like the angled glass up to like a smaller hole, but it's a blown glass piece.
I gotta look that up.
Brandy
called?
snifter or sniffer.
Brandy sniffer.
Probably. Show me a picture when you.
That?
I can't. Yeah, it's like angled up like that directs all the smell into your face, and I sit there and I'll smell it.
I thought that was just called a glass.
No, there's a tumbler, which is like the heavy bottom, like a straight up. You know that the old detectives having in the bar, and is after he's retired and he's getting drunk every night. That like little tumbler.
That's called a tumbler.
Yeah.
Isn't that a website for like hipsters?
Yes, but it's also a glass.
This?
I can't. No, that's like a
Did I spell tumbler wrong? Tumbler?
Look up tumbler glass. Just look up tumbler glass.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because tumbler. There's certain different types of tumblers. Yeah, it's just like
That one?
no. Like
No.
this. Like like a little bit, one ice cube and like some whiskey.
I also thought that was just called a glass. I'm not very.
I could sit here and tell you every
classy
kind
at
of
all.
glass. That I can.
That's
I
actually
have.
interesting.
Like there's a name for everything. Once you can get into a niche of any subject, it's just there's a certain name that everyone knows that anyone outside the community is like that's just that thing.
Wow.
Like computers, nice liquor, or cars, or whatever.
I would call the tumbler glass my tall glass, and the other one. What was the other one?
Brandy sniffer.
And the
Snifter.
brandy sniffer my short glass.
I could say her name off glasses for a while. They'd be like, I thought, oh, that looks weird, but I've seen that somewhere, and it's just the glass.
Wow. I need to read more.
I'm a nerd, so it comes.
That's cool though.
Oh man, it's yeah. I love like little niche subjects that like no one knows about. So I'll just like one night I'll just be like, I want to learn everything in the world that there is to know about blowing glass, like
right.
the old school blowing glass. I'll never do it probably. I mean,
Yeah.
if someone offered me like, hey, you want to learn how to blow glass for real? Yeah, I'll do that. But realistically, I probably never do it.
Yeah.
But one night I'll just do that for like 2 hours straight, just laser focus on it.
Right. It's fun though when you start getting really deep into something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thrill almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you find a new like group or friend group, or you find a new video game that you just love. It's just that new like feeling.
Yeah.
New car. You could say a million things.
Yeah, a new wife.
Yeah, that's a honeymoon phase.
The
man.
old one wasn't working out. This new one will.
Probably not. You're probably getting divorced again
Probably
in like 5 years if you're really lucky.
But the next one, That'll be the one. That'll be the summer of fun. That's an old.
I'm convinced.
It's an old song.
I'm convinced humans mate for life. If they aren't able to mate for life, they just kind of. But sometimes people find it later. Like they just find that.
Hopefully.
I think so. I think it's just like your personality is gonna mix with a certain other type of personality almost perfectly. Like there's eventually gonna be a person out there for everyone.
Yeah.
Or unless you just have a horrible personality and you're gonna die alone, which happens to people.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just
for those
a
of you
person.
that got really uplifting. That's our goal here.
Yeah.
You're gonna die alone.
Well, I mean,
everyone kind of dies alone. Though,
There's
if you think
people
about it.
like a dude that like killed his parents when he was like 19 years old. He's gonna die alone. He's gonna die in prison. He's gonna die alone. I mean, that happens.
Everyone kind of dies alone, though.
I mean,
unless there's
yes
someone
and no.
right by your bed holding your hand, you know.
That's usually what I mean.
When you
by
die, it's a pretty lonely thing.
Yeah, it's a lonely thing, but if I was gonna die, I can understand why people want their family members around them if they have them, like kids and like. Fuck it, I might as well say bye and like, hey man, I have a whole family that looks up to me and likes me, or you know.
Is he gone yet? Not yet. I just want to say I love you, Timmy. And it goes flat. Oh, he's gone. Not yet.
I would do that for 6 hours straight. like
let them leave the entrance and then, by the way, forgot to tell you, I hid $100,000 in your mom's underwear drawer. First come, first serve.
No, I wouldn't tell anyone about that. I would have my will and everything, so it's all like divvied up properly to my children. But I'd stash $250,000 somewhere. Just stash it.
Yeah.
Just something stupid. Like, first one to find it, good luck. Like,
I would ask someone close to me when they were dying, hey, do you have any secrets or bury anything?
yeah.
Is there anything I should know?
Yeah, anything you want me to go burn? Like, ask them that. That would be, if I heard that on my deathbed, I'd be like, okay, there's this. All right. Like, I'd start making you a list. I'm like, here, go to this, go here, go here. Don't touch this.
I will come back. My cat's joining the party.
My goal in life is to have someone that'll ask me that when I'm about to die. Like I think that'd be okay. Wait, like if I had someone do that for me before I was gonna die, I would die happy. Like I made some right decisions, even if I made wrong ones.
Yeah, I think it'd be a thrill.
Cody's cat has joined us here.
Yeah,
I'd like to
excuse
say
the
hello.
crumbling of the paper. My cat.
Sitting on the table,
It's trying to get in the
precariously next to
Taco
a
Bell
bottle
bag.
of absinthe and an open can and a joint.
I should get like a garbage can down here.
We'll pick it up when we get up. Actually, I'm probably gonna go use the bathroom before my bladder explodes.
Okay. No, I'll just.
Oh, okay. So
I'll keep talking. I wanted to get into some sponsors while he's gone. Seems like the perfect time. Yeah, forget about that. We're going to talk about white lighters that have their labels halfway ripped off. So this company came around, I'd say about a month ago. They approached me. They said, Cody, do you want to make a couple dollars here and there? And I was like, yes. So they're like, okay, we have a company. It's called White Lighters with their labels halfway ripped off. And so far, it's been good. They've sponsored a couple trips for me to Cleveland. I had to set up a little booth downtown Cleveland, and I had to rip the labels off of these white lighters, but like halfway, and I'd sell them for about, I don't know, a good price, I guess. So that sponsorship's been going well. We've gotten to see the country, at least the worst parts of it, and it's been fun. We've also had a sponsorship from tablecloths.com. Tablecloths.com, your number one shop for tablecloths at any size table. We do any color, any size, any shape. Unless you have a table from Count Dracula's castle that is 1,000 feet long, we're not able to accommodate that yet. Tablecloths.com, your number one source for tablecloths. I gotta get one more in here before he comes. I don't like that one. Let's see. Boots.com. Boots.com. Oh man, I don't know about you, man, but I can't be without boots. And I know this guy loves boots. He was showing me some zip-up boots he had.
I own nothing but boots. I own no tennis shoes whatsoever. I own nothing
Just
but
boots.
Just boots. That's the name of the store, Just Boots.
Okay, now Boots.com has a wonderful, I have to read from a script here. Boots.com has a wonderful array of name brand boots, off brand boots, kind of in between boots. They've got boots for all ages, for all species, all genders, all colors.
I think you got some Taco Bell sauce on your hands from that notes. Oh, there you go.
All colors, all religions. Boots.com. Use the promo code Hit or Miss for 25% off your next order of $500 or more. That's Hit or Miss. You want to say anything about Boots.com?
Any pair of boots purchased goes to me about 50-50. So
That's not
if
true.
you'd like to support me,
that's not true at all.
Please purchase a pair of boots.
I would never agree to a 50-50. I got to keep at least 90%.
Then you're a smart man.
Yeah, I was able to haggle them to 90-10 ratio. I just kind of yelled at them a lot, and then they finally said, "Okay," because it's just an old guy making boots in my garage.
Yeah, it's a sweatshop.
I made the website for him, Boots.com, because he couldn't think of anything. So I was like, "Okay, we'll go with this, and then you'll pay me 90%." And he's like, "No, I don't want to do that." And I was like, "Okay, I'll shut the power off to the garage if you don't agree." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." So I've been making good. We sold one pair to a very small man, so it didn't take a lot of leather.
You're calling me short.
No, this was a dude, just a dude that ordered from Boots.com. He was trying to type in like boots to like learn the history of boots, but then like it went to our website.
I think people didn't want to get mud on their feet. That's the history of boots. Like
Boots.com.
Boots have been around probably as long as clothes have. Someone's thought, hey, what if I just take animal leather and put it around my feet so I never have to deal with wet feet ever again? Boots are an amazing product. And that is why I've got on board with Boots.com.
Thank you. I was hoping you would come around to that. Now we can finally move on. Okay, we're back. We're back with the podcast. We've got my friend Christian with us on the couch.
Hello.
And we've got a bottle of absinthe in between us. And just, we've just got a box of ideas. Oh, what was that?
A blush in my face.
Oh. You got like a torch there.
Am I missing any eyebrows?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
That's good. Yeah, this is the only lighter that I can operate with leather gloves on. I'm not kidding about that.
Wow, that's...
I've had my pair of leather gloves since I was 16, man.
Now you're smoking a cigarette right now.
Yes.
Have you ever thought, man, it'd be cool to like sleep on a couch like with a lit cigarette and just like kind of drop it?
Well, I'm not a
and
heroin addict.
And you'd be part of like a cool story.
Do you pour gasoline on the floor?
No, but I think that'd be like, you'd make the news. Guy drops lit cigarette, falls asleep, burns house down to the ground.
I feel like has been in your past at some point.
No, I hear that story a lot.
Well,
I've heard that same story in the news probably 100 times.
I dropped a cigarette on the carpet one time because I was playing a video game and I didn't think about putting it out because I was in the middle of a COD match. But it didn't. I literally was like, that's an odd smell. And I looked over. I was like, oh, well, the room's a little smoky. I should probably stomp on that. And then I replaced the carpet because I'm not a shitty tenant. Like, if I break something, I'll fix it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
If you break a sink or something.
You tore up my carpet. Not in a lesbian way.
In a bad way.
Yeah, not in a lesbian way. But he actually helped me tear up my carpet after I had bed bugs.
I was mad at him.
Why?
I was hoping you weren't going to say why. I was going to say I was mad at you, so I came in your house in the middle of the night and tore your carpet up.
Oh.
That'd be a weird way to get back at someone. Like, fuck you, Timmy. And just,
Thanks
like,
for
tear up his
exposing
carpet.
my hardwood floors.
Oh, these are beautiful.
Yeah. It has a beautiful oil stain.
Comes back and puts the carpet back in. Oh, yeah? Just like stapling at 3 a.m. Take this.
You know, this is a very plush new carpet.
I hate your face. Just like stapling the carpet.
There's a big old oil stain on the middle of my living room floor from someone opening up an engine. So that's probably why the carpet was there, but the carpet just needed to go. When you have bed bugs, I think you saw it, but my apartment was cleared out. Like,
Yeah.
I emptied that apartment and bombed it.
It's not a fun experience.
I threw out couches, my bed, my box spring, a lot of clothes. It wasn't bad enough that it was infesting everything that I threw out, but I wasn't doing it. I was never having them again. If they come back again, I'm going to bomb the house with poison until either I die or they die. I mean that.
You got to think, though, there's so many people who just live with it because they can't afford to throw all their furniture out. Like, there's people that are really bad off, and that would suck to have to just accept bed bugs crawling on you.
I had to accept it for 6 months. I couldn't afford it for a long time. I had it.
Oh, okay.
You
didn't do it right away then.
No. That's why my
I got you.
that's why I didn't go out for like 6 months. I couldn't consciously go to a friend's house. Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I just the thought of bringing them there, and then I couldn't do that to someone.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't sleep well for at least 3 months of that 6 months because I couldn't.
I had them before too. It's akin to hell.
Yeah, because you can't sleep anymore. You feel like you're losing your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like you're just like.
It's a very psychological torment.
I feel like bed bugs were put on Earth by Satan himself. Like, if there's no, fuck mosquitoes. I can live with mosquitoes in the summertime. Bed bugs are forever if you don't get rid of them.
Yeah.
That was a cat.
Yeah, she's acting crazy.
Joe, she was acting crazy. You should have been here when you were gone, man. Like, she just
Going-
had a camera. She was moving her. She was on the table a few times. I had to like pick her up and set her down.
Oh, she might be in heat.
You might want to get a clip before spraying her home.
Actually, she might be already clipped. Yeah.
You double check that, because
Well, I got her from the pound. I'm pretty sure she is. I got her as a kitten.
well, like anytime like if I go over to someone's house and it smells like cat piss, I don't want to be in that house. I'm obviously here, so his house does not smell like that. He's just had a party here on Super Bowl Sunday. I wouldn't work.
That took a lot of work because there was some issues with that in the past.
Oh no, any person with a cat, but you can get rid of it.
Yeah.
I can't smell it, so you've done something proper. Like, so.
Well, I got all the shit that he pissed on out.
Yeah,
of
no,
the
that's
house.
exactly my point.
That helped.
Yeah.
That helped a lot.
If you just let stuff pile up with cats around the house, man.
I think I might cut this.
Why? Anyone with cats knows it can be an issue with the cat spraying. Like, anyone that has ever had a cat will tell you that.
And we're back.
You're gonna forget.
I probably will forget. I think we're just gonna go in raw.
Amen.
Whatever happens, happens. I don't care. I don't care about my cat pissing all over my stuff. I don't care about bed bugs.
Bro,
If you can't accept me, then go listen to Hannah Montana's podcast.
anyone that lives in New York should be like, bro, bed bugs are like a constant issue.
Bed bugs are like friends in New York.
Bed bugs are
They're like your
they're
closest.
bed buddies.
Yeah.
Not bed bugs, they're bed buddies.
Yep. They read you stories at night and they cook you tea in the
But
morning.
like, you're obviously like, I don't know, man. Like, if you're ashamed because like you had a shitty person in your life that had bed bugs, or they didn't know they had bed bugs and then gave them to you, that happens to anyone. People would like, I've heard.
Does it happen to Michael Jordan though?
I've heard people with mansions that got bed bugs, but their houses are so big they can like cordon off like a whole section of the house
Right.
and just bomb them to death, like, which is smart, which is kind of good.
Whereas when I had to quarantine off a section of my house, I was like literally in a corner having to sleep because there's no room.
I live in an upstairs apartment that is literally a bedroom, living room, bathroom.
Yeah,
kitchen.
your place is smaller
You think
than
that
this.
this man lives in a house, and he's
But-
telling me his place is small.
But no, it was small because there were like 5 people living in it at the time. And there was like nowhere to sleep. And I remember a few times a couple roommates slept in their cars because it got so bad. I slept upright, standing up on that chin pull-up bar I have in the doorway.
Why?
The doorway was the only like safe
You
place.
never told me about any of this.
Oh, it was.
You never told me that many. I've never.
It was
heard of
rough.
that.
Yeah, it was rough for a minute.
I had a buddy stay with me for a little bit. That was rough.
Yeah, I had like 5 people in here.
Fuck.
That's when I was
What?
kind of going through a Jesse Pinkman phase, I like to call it. You watch Breaking Bad, right?
I've watched it multiple times.
You know the part where he's in the house partying and it's just like, that's where kind of I was. Not to the extent of
Bro,
what
that's
he was
badass
doing.
to have it. Like, can you imagine telling grandkids that in like 30 years, being like, "Yeah, I had like a Jesse Pinkman phase," and they're like, "Wait, that awesome show, the really old show, you had that?" Oh yeah.
It wasn't. I just want to be clear. It wasn't like to the extent with like
He wasn't
that
doing
many
meth.
people.
He also wasn't doing meth.
No, not regularly. But
Liquor can kill you a lot easier.
yeah. But no, it was to the point of just not caring. And then also at the time I was working for the cab company, so that's how I got the bed bugs.
Yeah.
Because like every time you would vacuum, you'd see one. You would have to vacuum every shift, morning and night,
Yeah.
mandatory. Which helped cut down a little bit, but I still got them. And I had I had 2 other people working for the cab company living in this house. So 3 people driving a cab.
Did you know a guy there that had a bunch of tattoos and that got into an altercation over a cell phone?
Can you move that mic a little bit closer again?
Oh, sorry. But a guy that had a bunch of he had that like middle school S he used to draw tattooed on his neck. Well, because he works for a cab company now, and he sounds like a dude that would live in a house like that. Like at that time, like. Well.
Is it someone I knew?
No, he works for a cab company here. D&M.
Oh, I don't know any
cabs.
of those dudes. Yeah.
Those are cool dudes. I like them.
Are
There are a lot of old dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of old dudes that work there. They're all cool. Like
Yeah.
it's only a cab company that I can call them. Like I can have a conversation with dudes who's on the way.
Really?
Like I'm serious. Like it's not the greatest cab company. I don't expect any cab company to be very good, but it gets
Right.
me. I get in the car. I pay them. I go where I need to go. I mean, I can't expect any more than that. That's just.
Do you ever do Ubers or Lyfts?
No. I don't. I want someone with a W-2 that literally lives in the community and works in the community. That I just like. I don't want some random dude that downloaded an app and filed some paperwork. He got a sticker. Like he didn't. That Uber and Lyft are not ran by a 300-pound man that will shit talk you on the way to your destination. I could not stop laughing the entire time. Like this man was just brutal. I love that man. He's the most brutal human being.
What was he talking about? You?
Yeah, like I would say something, and we'd like joke back and forth, and he'd like insult me, and I'd insult him, and like I'm like this is the man, this is the dude, like like Uber and Lyft are not ran by that man. That man owns that fucking company,
Right.
and he has worked there for 30 fucking years, and he does not take shit.
I've used a lot of Ubers, man.
I probably will eventually, but I'm gonna try to avoid it.
I think their vetting process. Some cab companies aren't even legal. I mean, I can name some off the top of my head who I know weren't legal that I was working for. So I mean, at least with Uber,
I think one of them doesn't exist anymore. So
probably not.
yeah, probably not.
But like with Uber, their background process is
I mean, if
probably pretty more strict than
if you're-
some of these.
yeah, but yeah, it's not that
But
I mean,
I get the supporting a local guy. I get that.
no, it's not even that. I'm not big into like, oh, support your local, because sometimes local shit sucks. Okay, why do you buy shit at Home Depot and not the hardware store downtown that costs like extra $2 for everything? Because Home Depot's cheaper. I still go in there because they're the only place that carries everything I will ever need to fix anything, even if Home Depot, like a little tool or like a sharpening rod. Like I know it's there. They have good knives. They have good service. I'll still go in there. I hope, like, if they were in danger of shutting down, I'd be willing to have Jackson buy the company out a little bit and pay some of their bills just to keep it there.
Wow.
Because it's just I love the place.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying lumber there. I'm not buying everything. Like I have to save money.
A tractor.
I'm not. Yeah. I don't go into Red Wings every time I want a pair of boots. Like I'll go into Miller's or I'll go. I won't go to Walmart anymore. But but I'm not paying $300 for a pair every time I buy a pair of boots. Sometimes I want a cheap pair of boots like these, and not my Danners, which are very nice, which are very not cheap boots that I only actually paid $30 for. Company $200 discount at Red Wings when I started at a company.
Wow.
It was a start bonus.
Nice.
So I spent $30 on $230 boots. It was
Did
like
you-
32.
Did you go downtown?
What?
Did you
Red
go-
Wing, right downtown at
Yeah.
Shoepex, right in
Yeah.
front of the Workman's Comp
Mm-hmm.
building, where I have had to go a few times because I've hurt myself.
I've taken a few people there in the cab.
Yeah, I called the cab one time to go there. Yeah, because I hurt my back. They never drug tested me after I got injured. They always threaten to do it like in the interview, like in the starting when you start the job. They'll be like, if you get injured, you get drug tested, but I've never been drug tested when I've been injured. I would have passed it most of the time,
Right.
but
Drug tests, man.
who would ever do drugs?
I think it's just it's another ploy by the man.
By the man.
Let's drug test this guy.
I get screening people for crack and heroin, but not weed, not shrooms. I mean, I kind of get it if you're,
If you can operate a forklift on shrooms, and
I wouldn't want to be in
Do
the same
shrooms?
warehouse as a man on shrooms on a forklift. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't want to
here
be.
I come. Dude's got like 10 pallets.
I don't want to be anywhere near them. Then tire shift, get him away from.
Dude, did you know that if I drop all these pallets on top of you, your head will stop them? The
It's a
human
cartoon.
head can withstand.
We're watching Bud Bunny. You'll pop in the nail like in the ground like a nail, man.
Let's try it.
Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that man operating a forklift. I'll be honest with you. I have no problem with someone doing shrooms at home, but I don't want to be with that man near a forklift. I don't want to think about that.
What about like something more mundane, like on a golf course? Where you go golfing with
Talking about
someone on
weed?
shrooms?
Like a reasonable amount of mushrooms, not like just a tiny little, like almost
No, I'm saying,
microdosing.
what if this dude was just like completely
Look,
gone on shrooms golfing with you? Would you trust that man?
I wouldn't want to do it because I'd have to play babysitter. You know that role. You know exactly
They'd
what
be
I'm
trying to
talking about.
crawl in the golf hole, dude. Like I'm seeing gophers, man.
No, because I'm at that. This is gonna be the worst day of playing golf ever. Because I'm playing babysitter with a slowly progressing 2-year-old. That's like losing his mind and has the strength of a gorilla somehow. But yeah, I mean, if I saw a dude like just wigging out, laying on the grass, and he's like, I'm on shrooms, man, I'd be like, well, good luck to you, man, and just keep going down to my next hole. But as long as they're not bothering me, I really don't care. But it's a private company. If they want to throw a dude out for doing shrooms on the parkway, I mean, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to read that in the paper and be like, oh, well, that's unreasonable.
Right.
I mean,
right.
like, okay, that's probably reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever golfed?
Yeah. I got the golfing merit badge in Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I basically know the bare minimum about golf to not sound like a retard talking about golf. That's about it.
I just started a couple years ago golfing.
Yeah.
I never was into it beforehand. But
I could get into it now more because I used to be an angry kid.
it's
and that's
super hard, dude. Like
I'm much more patient now than I was when I was younger. So
Yeah.
I see the allure of golf.
yeah.
I can't watch it on fucking TV.
no,
But
no, I never can. I honestly don't think the pros would even like to watch themselves.
my
play,
grandfather, but God rest his soul, I love that man. But he used to watch every golf game, every time it came on, every new game. He would watch the recordings. He would do everything to learn about the new players, what their life story is. I like at one point I was like, I know it's 2:00 in the afternoon, but I'm gonna go to sleep for the evening. I can't watch this anymore.
Right.
I would sit there with him the whole time though and just chat with him.
This chair weighs like 1,000 pounds, dude.
Yeah.
But no, I like golf now too that I'm older because, like you said, more patient.
It definitely takes an older. That's why old people play it. It's
Yeah.
slow. It's patient. It's just, you
But
get
it's hard though, man. Like it took me a long time to even get my swing halfway decent. Like I got a buddy who's really good at golf, and he showed me what I was doing wrong, and it just clicked one day because like at first you're not gonna hit the ball like maybe 5 times, 5 swings you'll hit it. Then once you start like plinking them more, it's like it's fun to hear that and then just see it soar. Like that's fun.
just sitting out there on the drive. Don't even learn putting yet because putting can be infuriating. Like just sit on a driving range for a day
Yeah, I
and
love driving.
destroy your arms until you can't feel your arms anymore.
I haven't went that hardcore.
Well, no, I just mean like if you really want to like know how to
Oh yeah,
just
no.
drive a ball, do that for one day and then go to a driving range like once a month.
Yep.
You will never. You'll get good eventually, or you'll break your shoulder or mess up your shoulder real bad.
Yeah, or you'll never get good, and you should never have started that pursuit in the first place. And
if you're 700 pounds and 4'3", you probably golf ain't probably your thing.
4'3", you'd be as white as a house.
Yeah, you'd be a pancake.
You would be a pancake.
But like, I mean, you can find your own thing. You know, you can find gaming. I don't know.
Fat
Your
people
arm's
are
probably
usually
good.
tall.
What?
Fat people.
I
are
know.
usually tall.
I'm making a.
That's a good song title. I'm gonna write that down.
Most fat people are tall.
Yeah, fat people are usually tall. Just as a fact.
Have you ever thought about getting into stand-up comedy?
Me?
Yeah, have you ever just thought about it?
I've thought about it and I've done it.
You done it?
Yeah, I did it last night. At shout out to CC's Lounge in Jackson, Michigan, located in between the Jackson Coney Island and Virginia Coney Island in the magnificent strip mall from the 1800s that features a vacuum shop, and a strip club that is top notch, rated number 1
I don't
on
actually
that
know.
block.
Yeah, on the block.
Number
It's
one strip club
block.
on that block.
There's 2 on the block. There's some competition a little bit.
Yeah, there's the one where they're
There's
they're
not
pregnant, and the other one where they just had the kid, so you can kind of still tell they were pregnant.
I was gonna say there's the main strip club, and then there's a crack woman dancing on the street. Like that's the other strip club.
Yeah. The one I'm talking about, the person on crack lady is dancing in the strip club. She never.
true
She's on
connoisseur.
retainer.
The connoisseur. Yeah.
They pay her to do it.
Yeah, but man, that crack lady's got some moves. I'll give her that. She might be 55 years old and have no teeth, but she gummed me up pretty good.
True.
I'm sorry I had put that thought in your mind. Because you all have a crack lady in your town somewhere. You know that you're just like, if that woman ever gets 10 feet from me, I'm going to wither and die.
Well, everyone listening is from Jackson.
Everyone. Yeah.
Well,
it's all
I
your
have one
friends.
subscriber, I think, from Sri Lanka. Shout out to Nuwan. Nuwan! If you're listening, I don't know your language, but you know mine, so Nuwan!
It'd be kind of weird if you didn't know our language, Nuwan. Like, if
No,
you
he knows English quite well, but I don't know any Sri Lankan. Would it be Hindi or Hindu?
Sri Lanka is. Yeah, it's right. I think I don't know.
Maybe it is Sri Lankan.
I don't know if they have a language or not. They could be.
Well, they have a language.
No, yeah,
they
they have
talk.
a language. They talk to each other, but I don't know if it's like Hindi or if it's.
Yeah, I don't know
couldn't tell
either.
you. I don't know everything. I'm like I've said a million times, I'm a massive retard. Until like you get me on that one subject that I can talk for an eternity on. That happens to be like half the subjects.
Yeah. There's so many subjects, though.
Yeah.
It's an infinite number of subjects.
Yeah.
I think just the fact we can even conceptualize and imagine an infinite number of subjects means that there is an infinite number of subjects.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Because I think whatever's in our imagination is probably possible in space or has been done. Just because space is...
It depends on the size of the universe.
Space is so basically infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, there is an end.
I know, but
They theorize there's an end.
like if the universe just kept going, or if there's multiple universes, yeah, there's probably some weird things out there, like things that you would write in a horror novel or a comedy novel about.
Well, they could be good things.
They could be good. It could be a universe where all of the theoretical alien versions of Hitler all succeeded on every planet and then committed like an entire universe-wide total war.
If you
and
think about it, though,
annihilated everything in existence in order to kill each other. Like,
that'd be pretty dark.
I mean, that's basically Warhammer 40K, essentially. I mean, in a very rudimentary way. It's where like everyone's Hitler won,
Oh.
because everyone's evil. Even the Imperium's evil.
I find it funny that when we theorize like different dimensions and parallel universes, we always base it off our tiny little puny rock that's the size of an atom compared to the universe.
Well, I think it's
Like everything that happens in the universe has to be based on what happens here. It's interesting that nothing parallel can happen anywhere else.
well, I mean, that would imply like that'd be like a human centric kind of idea of reality.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like,
But who's to say that it has to be centered on humans? I mean, it could be centered on...
that's exactly my point. It could be centered on nothing. It could be everything is meaningless. You could all die tomorrow and it would change nothing. Like,
This is
I
the
think-
part of the show where we lift you up. This is the part of the show that's uplifting.
this is what I think about. Like I think, like, I actually think about that we all could die tomorrow and it wouldn't change absolutely nothing. We could all die in a
Right.
nuclear holocaust after a war with Russia, and it would change nothing in the universe. Nothing would change except we would be dead. That would be it.
Yeah, but it's funny how, like, nobody thinks about that, and just everyone's so hyper focused on what they're gonna do tomorrow and how much money they're gonna make tomorrow, and everything matters. And it's like, no.
I mean,
Metallica put it pretty good. Nothing else
matters.
matters.
It's not that I don't think, like, look, that thinking about that is fucking depressing. Like, you can't get around that.
You can look at it depressingly, or I don't look at it depressingly, just because personally I have a belief in a higher power.
Yeah.
Because that is the only thing that separates it from not being completely depressing.
But
Because without that, it would be completely
and I don't have
depressing.
that belief in a higher power, so it's more of just like,
complete.
well, some people find happiness in it. I'm not one of those people. I'm of the opinion that, like, you can find happiness in it, you can find sadness in it, but in the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you think. Space is a void. Existence is void. Like, it's not that, and I don't blame people for not wanting to think about subjects like that, because, like, I mean, I'm a man in a cabbie hat having a podcast with a man that had a Pinkman phase at some point in his life.
It's a lot of loud music in those days.
I remember some of the parties when I was like, I was a certain age.
That's one of the things I stopped too, is listening to loud music.
I listen to the only time I listen to music, I have to put on headphones. I'll listen to, sometimes, like, I'll turn it down and, like, have it just kind of in the background.
Yeah.
Jazz or just something nice. And I love metal. I listen to, ever heard of Sabaton?
No.
You would like Sabaton. It's they make they make songs about, like, they're almost like opera, and metal had a child, and they made songs about World War II and people fighting and dying in trenches. Like, it's a badass band.
Cool.
They actually have a DLC for that game Hearts of Iron 4 I told you about. They have, like, a DLC it's 2 albums of theirs that's just as a soundtrack. It's free.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how I found them.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of everything.
I think I might need to get home soon.
Yeah.
I gotta get up at some point.
Yeah, I do too.
How
Well,
long
we
have we
touched
been
on
going?
we touched on a lot of subjects.
Yeah, man. How long-
Kinda.
Yeah. You know, you need to send me a link to where you post on YouTube, because that's the courteous thing to do when you're telling your friends to watch your stuff.
Well, yeah, definitely would do that, but it's not uploaded yet.
No, but you have
Once
a
I
channel.
upload it,
No,
I'll-
but you have a channel. I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
do have a channel.
No, so I can subscribe to you.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
hit
like-
or miss,
Oh.
and you don't have to do it right now, but
I mean, if we're here, like, I wanted to subscribe to you, but I was like, I kind of need to know what channel's name is. Hit or miss.
it's HIT space ER,
ER.
like the emergency room, space
Hit or miss.
miss. And it's kind of a culmination of prank
There's a lot
calls
of
and
TikToks called Hit or
videos
Miss.
and kind of just, I don't know, YouTube poops. If anyone knows what a YouTube poop is, one of you probably does.
11 subscribers, 14 videos. Face
Yes.
full of mace.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm putting your notifications as all.
You might be the only one that's ever done that.
Well, I'm not, like, bro. I want to hear myself talk at some point. Like,
At first when I started listening to myself, it was like listening to nails on a chalkboard. But now it's like I do it just to improve for the next one, see how I was, you know.
I'm more interested in like the audio quality. Like, what have I sounded like this whole time? That's what when I like ever I go back and listen to a recording that I happen to be in, I want to hear what I sounded like for some reason. I'm an egotistical shithead, but
No, I mean I'm the same way too. I don't want it to sound like crap.
well, because I also don't want to be like, oh god, I sound like a retard. I'm gonna if I don't listen to it, I'll keep doing whatever I was doing.
I've cut some stuff I've said. Let's just put it that way.
Oh,
If that's not egotistical, then
look, I don't blame you, because you're gonna say some things in a 2-hour conversation that like, hey man, can we not put that in there?
I think it just, the more you do it, the more you'll be able to say, okay, I shouldn't talk about this because this isn't really interesting. It's stupid. Like, it's kind of pointless.
It concises
the
the podcast down a little bit.
Yeah. Like this last part of what we've been talking about probably could get cut.
Yeah.
Just us talking about why things should get cut.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to end it here, folks. Thank you for tuning in for 3 hours roughly and 15 minutes.
I'll take
So
that.
that's pretty long.
Does that include the time we paused for a minute?
Yes, that includes the time we had Kevin here in the beginning.
No, I meant like the in-between time between when we paused for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's the total. Yep. That takes, I think that takes the record for the longest one.
I can't stop talking once you get me in front or like on a chat.
Oh, my longest one was 2:55. So yeah, we surpassed that.
Oh well. I need a Hall of Fame, I guess. Give me a plaque next time I come.
All right, we want to thank Boots.com. We want to thank White Lighters with their labels halfwaystripped-off.com. We'd like to thank Taco Bell, Arby's, every fast food joint that's ever existed.com. You want to plug anything? Like
add me on Steam and Discord. No, I'm not going to give you how to find it.
Oh.
Good luck. Add me on Steam and Discord. We'll play sometime.
All right, add him even though you don't know how to find him, but add him.
I don't trust most of you.
All right, we love you, baby. Out.
Bye.